Where's the eye emoji?
Hey.
Where's the eye emoji for being late? We're 5 minutes late. We need 5 eye emojis. I'm coming in angry today. This is the Jake heel turn.
I mean, look at his
Jake's
spiky
coming
hair and
straight from the
everything.
90s. Yeah, with the spiky hair. Jake looks like a villain from Back to the Future.
I got pouches on. I got belts. I got whatever the 90s things are.
Big chests,
You can't
tiny feet.
You can't show your feet. Yeah.
I don't have a no kill rule. Superman's gonna have to teach me a lesson someday.
Well, if you
too
think
far?
absolute Batman, I don't know if he has the no kill rule. I mean, he's those guys are definitely messed up.
Absolute
Oh,
Batman,
yeah.
brought to you by Zack Snyder. Wow, there it is. There it
Those are
is.
new.
Those are new.
Wow.
Oh my god, those are frightening. Oh, my friend Alex. I was just thinking about how I miss Alex the other day. We
Look
haven't
at all
talked as
those
much as we used
eyes.
to. Matt
Eyes.
saying the return of Jordan. Looking forward to talking with you guys. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. I am because you know what? I got a lot going on. I got more going on. I got a new place as I announced. So April 18th, we're moving. So on top of 2 jobs and a YouTube channel, I got to figure out moving. So and it's double XP weekend on Fortnite, and I feel like I can't even play. So
Same.
I care about one half of what you told me about. The other thing you
But
just
not
mentioned,
the
I
other.
don't care.
yeah, it's okay. They added the Dragon Ball Z characters to Fortnite, so I had Mrs. Incredible riding in on that little cloud from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, the flying Nimbus. Oh, I want the flying Nimbus.
I always say, shouts out to Mike. He bought me the Flying Nimbus, and he is excited because this is the first buyer's guide where there's a book he's pre-ordered on from OPB, our sponsor. So,
I
and we
should learn my lesson in the pre-order books. So,
we
one
just
step
picked out
ahead.
his first. We just gifted him his first omnibus. We picked Gotham Central, so I think that's a great omni.
It is a great one.
Sick.
How are you guys doing?
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long
It's your
week.
birthday. You
Same.
can't be tired.
I am. It's work that's making me tired. Not a bad thing. It's just it's been a long week and a lot of after school activities for the kids. So, but going out celebrating. So I may the stream may carry on after when the babysitter shows up. So we gonna see my favorite comedian, one of my favorite comedians, Mark Maron tonight. So dinner and then a show. So, but yes, it was my birthday on Wednesday. I'm a little older. I'm a little wiser, as Wayne Campbell would say.
And I feel like Jordan is probably going to have a large haul because of the fact that he hasn't been on the show in like a month. I think is it Fortnite
Okay.
14 days? So he hasn't been on the show in okay. That's my last Fortnite reference.
Wow, that's bravo.
He's like, I care more about that.
But he is
Fortnite
accurate.
reference. Yeah.
No, I appreciate a good wordplay. Very good.
I just have to say that when we came up with chat, let us know, what do you guys think of the new thumbnail format? It was a little more. I told myself, you know what, it'll be a little more work to set up, but then after it's set up, all we'll need to do is swap out the books, and it'll be the same amount of work. And then we had 2 different hosts for 2 weeks, and then I couldn't find the photo of Jordan anymore, so I had to hunt that down. So I can't wait till next. Oh, but next week I'm not even gonna be here, so I'll have to make another new thumbnail.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And then we get back on track the following week. Oh wait, I'm not here that following week. I'm gonna be in Chicago.
And then I'm moving.
Oh my god!
We'll
and then
figure
you're
it out, guys. We'll work with us.
We're
but
just understanding that Chris is taking over the show. That's about it.
Yes.
Everyone keeps on banning you.
Now that you're wiser, you finally come. I mean, he says as he's abandoning us today.
If I come around about Scott, no, hashtag Scott is still wrong.
Scott's actually worse.
That's just
Yeah.
a fundamental truth.
Mm-hmm. Scott is
Jake
still
came
wrong.
back from a Deftones concert. And I thought this was about me, but it's probably about Alex. He's on a social media detox, so we're hanging with him less. Love the spiky hair. And I don't know if this is true. OPP has customer service, but finally OPP has customer service with Jake. Look,
From State
I'm not
Farm.
going to mention any other places, but at least we respond to emails. I feel like one of our competitors, the email prints out directly into a paper shredder. What's a better read? Gotham Central or Bendis Daredevil? Okay. Yeah,
that's
you can
tough.
go. You go.
That's it depends because it's what are you
What
looking for? If you're looking for a superhero or you're looking for kind of a crime kind of drama, it's kind of I know my answer, but it's just it's
so
not necessarily apples to oranges.
for Mike specifically, he's only been reading comics for about 2 months now, right? And
Okay.
his love of comics comes from the CW verse and the animated movies and TV shows like Teen Titans Go and different things like that. And I felt like both Gotham Central and Bendis Daredevil are natural fits for people who like things that are like episodic, like a TV show, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and give you that same experience. He does lean more towards DC. I think what I like about Gotham Central is that it makes you care about characters you don't think you'd normally care about, and you get to see a regular person's perspective of these vigilante worlds. Because like when you read Mr. Freeze and Batman, Batman's not scared of Mr. Freeze, but if you were a regular person, he's terrifying. So I think if you want that human perspective, even though Matt doesn't have power, I mean he does have powers, but he's more than human, you know.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I was gonna lean towards Gotham Central just in general because it's very self-contained. You don't have to do really any homework. You just know that this is Gotham PD. It's the freak beat being in Gotham, and it's a cool perspective that the run because you get every other issue you get the day shift, then the other issue you get the night shift. So it's a very interesting kind of perspective that I haven't seen kind of replicated in DC or Marvel.
Yeah. Would you all, I almost like was because it's two writers, it's two of the best writers ever, and one
For
artist.
the noir genre in general.
How do you what would your thoughts have been if there was a separate artist for the day shift and the night shift? Do you think that would have taken you out of the story, or would that have been interesting?
I think that would have been interesting. I'm really not great with picking out like who would I want. So that
I don't have a specific name. I just would it have taken us? Would it have taken you out if there was because I almost feel like Gotham is a different city at night. You know what I mean?
It is, and I think that would be a cool take if they did do that. So I would be open to it.
And Jordan, have you read Gotham Central?
I have not. It's on the shelf waiting for me. But my current read is Preacher. So that has been a very blasphemous journey in the first 5 issues that I've read so far, and I can't wait to read more of it.
I've been meaning to get Gotham Central, just haven't been able to yet. I would argue to say that it's my number one favorite DC omnibus, and it makes Infinite Crisis, my favorite DC event omnibus, a better read if you've read Gotham Central first. Even though Gotham Central is so self-contained, I feel like it flows directly into that in a great way.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I was the one that spotted out that Gotham Central said sold out on OPB, so I reported it to Jake, and he went, "That's not right." So it is. Well, I think now back up there.
I actually don't know because we bought extra copies when they was on the overstock sale. And I think it's out of print at Lunar, but it's still available at Penguin. And he was like, "Oh no, we got some copies left." And I was like, "Cool, I'll update the stock." And then he never told me. So apparently it should be there.
Guys, I think it might be haul time based upon what we discussed right before this, which was the adequate sizes of hauls.
Yeah, I actually ran out of time grabbing my whole haul. This is the most excessive. I'm almost embarrassed to show it off. Let's start with the birthday boy, though. Let's see that birthday haul.
So, a couple of things I think we have to do freshly, what we've talked about last week. It's arrived.
Oh,
mine comes in today.
Oh, you mean I beat yours?
You beat me.
Mine got delayed. Mine comes in Monday.
I saw the paperback version yesterday for the first time.
I like the braille on the bottom.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
That's so cool.
Let's solo layout you.
Yeah. So that was nice. Got Constantine and Steelbook finally came in.
Nice.
I unapologetically love this movie. I love Matt Ryan. I do, but that movie has a lot to my heart. So
I got that movie as a 3-pack with Watchmen and V for Vendetta.
Oh, because that's the Natural trilogy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We got Green Arrow, even though I don't care for the cover, but the cover that I really wanted, at least, is underneath.
Dope. So it's like you do own the right cover.
I know, yeah. So I mean, I do like that, and I like that this run was finally collected, so I can upgrade from the trades and the random hardcovers I somehow have of this run.
Did you ever get the absolute?
Yes, I do have that. Yes.
Oh.
The only absolute I didn't get was the Green Lantern Green Arrow. I didn't get that. So
That's so chunky.
look at this chonker.
Oh yeah.
This was
Now-
my birthday gift to myself. I got 52, and
Is
the
Chris's
bigger
camera
chonk.
freezing for you too, Jordan, or is that just me?
Every so often it'll pause but kick back in.
Okay. I think that's my if you only get one, that's my preference, but it's better to have two, right?
Yeah.
Have
very
you read
excited.
any of them before, or
I read a lot of New 52. I did not read Rebirth, but I know our friend Jess swears by Rebirth, and I'm a Tinian fan, so I'm good on the blind buy for that.
I've read the first 2 or 3 arcs, and back when it was single issues, I have them at my parents' house, and it was fantastic. I remember though, I was telling Jess, I was like, dude, do you ever get confused with when there's like intricate panel layouts in books? And he thought I was crazy. And then he texted me later that night and he goes, I'm trying to get through Justice League Dark Rebirth. And yes, I know what you mean about confusing panel layouts.
And this came in the other day.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is my actually first Legion book. But
I'm jealous.
I've
you have
I've
the fold
read
out.
the Great Darkness Saga before, and since someone on an overview said it's got an amazing kind of poster layout that's never
Oh, show them that
been-
post. It's like a 6-page layout.
It-
Pull out.
Yeah, I don't-
It's like
I'm
the
not gonna- I'm
second
not
to
gonna
last
do it
page.
justice. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it justice, and I'm almost afraid.
We didn't even know how to photograph it, so we didn't even photograph it in our photo shoot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it justice.
It's like
I'm not
4
gonna do it
pages
justice.
just fold out.
Yeah.
It's
Are-
so good.
Are you gonna cut yours out and ship it to Taylor?
No, you were gonna do that actually.
Yeah. No, the internet hates me enough.
Scalp Volume 2, so now I can finally reread this. It's been many years, so I was waiting till the second volume came out. I was so happy that in 1 year both of these come out.
If it's anything like the first volume that we tried to overview, a lot of nakedness in that book, a lot of violence, a lot of things
Yep.
that are hard to show on YouTube.
And from last week, this has got to be one
Wait.
of the most. I'm so happy to get a gallery edition that says Marvel and Uncle Scrooge, because you just don't see Marvel and Uncle Scrooge together.
Sorry, I put mine at the bottom, but I'm trying to show off the different covers. But I put it underneath my entire stack because I'm a
Oh,
idiot.
you got the DM.
Oh my
So
gosh,
this
I'm
is
dropping books
standard.
like crazy.
This is standard edition.
And
I
I
love
went
the-
with the direct market.
Oh, both are really good, actually. I don't know what I would prefer between
I
them.
like this kind of painted version versus the DM.
Yeah, the diving into the money is just iconic, right?
Yep, and then a Kickstarter came in. This would be the art of Michael Turner. I do like basically the naked Virgin as they were cover, because underneath you'll have this was a Kickstarter exclusive with the dust jacket. Michael Turner is one of my favorite artists of all time, so this was an instant, even though, yes, I know it would be cheaper, but I wouldn't get this unless I backed it on Kickstarter. One of my favorite all-time covers, a puzzle that I'm going to put together, glue it, and frame it. So I love
Dude, I love doing that. I have 2 in my room right now that I did.
And not to make Chris's haul about me and the Brave and the Boys, but we have an announcement that we haven't officially announced yet, but we'll let you guys know. Show up that art book again.
Yes, I will. I was wondering where you're going with this.
Who's
Glad
that? That's made by some new friends of ours at Clover Press.
Clover Press.
And they reached out to us and they're going to send us a box of surprises and see if there's a natural fit, because and what I really liked is they were kind enough to email us and go, "Hey, Jake and Jordan," which means they actually watch. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I get like, "Hey, the Brave and the Boys, would you review our indie comic?" And it's like, I just don't feel like they watch.
This is my first book that I've received because I backed this. This is my first Clover Press book I backed, and then the second one I backed with our your personal friend Mike Allred.
Mm.
Your personal friend.
Personal acquaintance, maybe. Having some afternoon coffee with my Brave and the Boys mug and thought, oh, hey, it's time on Saturday.
But that is
What's up,
my
Bunk?
gigantic birthday haul.
Jordan, you want to go your entire haul? Or you want to go book for book?
I'll do the entire haul, and I'll just be quick between them. I might not even say blurbs for certain ones. All right. I'll start smallest, and then I'll
Chat,
go to
demand the full
obvious.
blurb for each one.
The blurb
I
is just my
demand
reasoning for
blurbs.
why I got it. So, starting off with Adam Strange Between Two Worlds, the series I always wanted to read. I've read a portion of this previously, and I want to read the whole thing because
Is it
Adam
is
Strange is
it
cool.
is the sequel called Between Two Ferns? You know, kind of like the
Oh
show.
yeah. I actually had a smaller book, and I should have pulled these. So I have right here.
Now you're a man. Oh, I love it. Love it.
So this finishes out Reckless for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Right now.
music playing. So
There are
correct.
2 volumes of the Scalped Omnibus.
Yes.
Yes.
Entire series
But yeah,
collected.
Reckless finished for now until more.
Yep, they're taking a break.
Catwoman,
Oh,
Lonely
God,
City.
That was
The
one of the
art
biggest
hooked me.
surprises for me. Best Catwoman story of all time. I'm
So
not
the
even
art-
apologizing.
Really? It's better than Selena's big score?
I'm not saying Selena's Big Score is bad because I'm a Darwin Cook fanatic at that point, and seeing that Spirit collection just announced for solicitation, really that's a day one buy for me. And I think what made it interesting was moving Selena to the future and kind of seeing an alternative future for her, and just you know, it's kind of like Wonder Woman Dead Earth, just seeing exactly what could have happened. So yeah, it'd probably neck and neck, but I think Lonely City runs it out because, as Jordan said, that art is something unique for it. But Darwin Cook, man, it's good. But I think the story just runs it a little bit better for me than Selena's Big Score.
So definitely looking forward to reading it. I've heard phenomenal reviews from it, and like I said, the art it looks gorgeous. Before I get into my omnis, God, that sounds atrocious to say omnis with an S. Some smaller things. I got a new pop to add to the wall.
Ooh,
So Action Comics
nice.
#1 with the Soupies. And then 2 of my personal favorites that not a lot of people may know, but I have Crow and Tom Servo from MST3K. So
Oh, very cool. I love MST3K.
love that. Love going back. I've been on a huge binge the last month or so.
Bunk
Amazing.
with the fire, though. I probably completely agree. Chris is about Lonely City being the best Catwoman story because Selena's Big Score is a great Parker story, but isn't really a Catwoman story. Like, you could tell he just wanted to write a Parker story so much that there's a character based on Parker named Stark.
Yeah, well, it is again Darwin Cook. He is one of my favorite artists of all time, favorite writers of all time, and yeah, it's can't wait for that Spirit collection.
Daredevil, Shadowland. Fill in a gap. Oop, wrong way. Fill in a gap in my collection.
Fills in a lot
That
of
means
things.
you're just missing what? Brubaker Volume 1, and you're missing Devil's Reign?
Missing Devil's Reign event, although it's collected in Zdarsky. So I'm missing Devil's Reign, Charles Soule, and Brubaker's.
Oh, that's the big one. And Volume 1.
And Volume 1. If I
You have
own
volumes
Volume
2
1,
and 3. You want Volume 1.
I'm down to read Volume 2 and 3. I don't know if I will ever reread Volume 1, but maybe just to complete it. All right. Incredible Hulk Volume 2, which Volume 3 was just announced or was listed.
Yeah, that's been. I don't think they've announced it yet, but it's leaked.
It's leaked. So I picked up Volume 1 a few weeks ago. Volume 2, I was just gonna own 1 and 2, and then randomly the leak came through that 3 came out, or 3 is announced. The maybe. Oh, Hellblazer.
Ah.
But
Yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna okay. It is Jamie Delano.
Yes.
Looking forward to more of this. I've only seen portions of it, and I was gonna say Hellblazer. John Constantine has been a really cool side character in everything I've ever
Mhm.
read with him in it. So it's gonna be cool reading a standalone or something that's focused mostly on him.
Yeah, it comes before Ennis's run, and it'll be interesting seeing the second volume of it, just because that collects most of it. Second volume is going to dive into some of his later work after he leaves with right before Ennis. So
That'll be cool. All right, two more. Swamp Thing by
very
Nancy
nice.
Collins. I had to pick it up. I've been on a huge Swamp Thing readathon since October to now. I finished all of Alan Moore. Ready to jump into Nancy Collins. I do have, and this is a preview. Mark Millar's pre-ordered, not pre-ordered. It's gonna come in eventually, soon, hopefully. And the last one. How could I be a Batman fan without getting the newest Batman omnibus to release? Batman by James Tynion IV. I own this in singles, or at least the first half of it. So everything that's in here, I already have in singles. But you know, you gotta upgrade to the deluxe, that oversized artwork. And it collects a little bit more than I have, seeing how it has some additional issues
Mm-hmm.
from other characters that I didn't feel like picking up at the time. So
There you
that's
go.
everything I got.
Absolute win.
I feel like, how do I compete with that? You know, I feel like we should just skip to the announcements. Chat, you don't need to see my haul, right? No one wants to see it. No one cares.
We all care. We care about you.
I got my first Epic collection.
Mm.
Because I realized we're doing a video. We have it filmed on different comic book formats, and I have given away so many of like I don't want to say lesser formats, but like smaller books. You know what I mean? As giveaways and stuff that like I didn't have an Epic collection. So I got Craven's Last Hunt.
Dope.
And
Which we will use as a comparison if we do an overview of Web of Spider-Man.
And then I got East of West. What's the other one that came out? The other big Chew. I got the Chew omnibus, but I couldn't find where it was. So I got two big compendiums. Because I love
Crack that spine. Crack it.
Would you it literally ripped in half right now because everyone jokes that compendiums suck. Like if I did that and it turned to dust. Then I got Fourth World Volume 2, which means I finally got over my weird hang up of owning something halfway in absolutes and the other half in omnis. So,
and that's where you start actually reading that volume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost. I finished the first absolute, so I'm moving on to the second absolute. I realized that I just have to allow myself to skip a Jimmy Olsen issue if it sucks. Like I don't care about Don Rickles. You know what I mean? I don't. If I have to read one more issue about Flipper Dipper going, what if there's an ocean? They're like, we're going to the desert, Flipper Dipper. You can leave the snorkel at home, and he's like, there could be rain, and it's like I'm so over Flipper Dipper. I want to read about Orion and Darkseid.
Jake said "flippa dippa" with the hard R. By the way, it's "flippa dippa."
Richard was asking a question. Where was it? I think he was asking between, Righteous
Stranger Girl and
Righteous There's a Vengeance is a very quick read. It's good. It's probably one of the quickest reads for Remender. Strange Girl. It's great world building, great character. But if you want a quick read from Remender, you're just looking for Righteous is quicker. Strange, they're both great, but if you
and that's what everybody wants in their comic experience that they pay hard-earned money for. They want it to be brief.
Yeah, some people.
I'm just kidding. I got the Dead Man omnibus because I didn't own any Boston Brand in my collection, so I just felt like, I needed it.
You need a little dead in your life.
Yeah, because I like to only collect post-crisis, so I got the Silver Age Doom Patrol.
Oh goodness! Wow.
And I just watched the Doom Patrol pilot with my wife yesterday, and at the end of it, she goes, "Wait, it's not a movie?" And
Wait till you get to the. Wait till she gets to the Danny the Street episode.
Oh my gosh, right? And then this next one was my favorite era of reading X-Men in single issues. I got X-Men Fatal Attraction.
Okay, got the standard edition.
Yeah, I didn't like the one cover that looked like Anxiety.
The one I
You know,
liked.
Yeah, the one you like. The one you like stressed me out.
So you read Road to Onslaught, Desolation, and then Fatal Attraction.
And then Uncanny X-Men 2.
Yeah, and then that's when you.
And then you go to Krakoa to go back to Volume
To
1.
Extinction Agent. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I'm just trying to. I want to start collecting more of the Ultimate Universe, so I got Ultimate Fantastic Four.
Well, someone has to do it.
Jake's never gonna read that book, man.
What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Okay, yo, we were thinking, should we sell Gutter Mutant t-shirts?
Yeah, you get it in time for Heroes Con. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And then I didn't get the cover I wanted for this one because that cover is like was so hot. But I got Web of Spider-Man. Our first batch of the Craven cover shipped out. We're waiting on the last couple issues to come in for the rest of the orders that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Scalp 2. And
Yay.
I just want to say it has the most depressing, sad ending in the world. So if you're looking for a happy, I'm just kidding. That was a shouts out to our friend Safar. And then this next one is still in its box. But imagine it was. I'll open it and then I'll put it back in its box because I'm moving soon, and I figured why not just keep them in the box. But
what's in the box? What's in the box?
All 7 Sin City Absolutes.
Jake got jealous after I showed him a picture of mine.
Yeah. And
he had to compensate by getting all 7.
This is because Jordan's never sold me his big damn Sin City.
I think this is a way better way to collect it.
Yeah, as a definitive Sin City fan, I think I needed it, unlike Jordan, who's casual. Then I got the DC Legends of Jim Lee Artist Edition.
So many legends.
And last
of the Hidden Temple.
You guys ready to see my big book? This is my big book.
Great show. Silver Stakes.
No one ever figured it out.
The Todd McFarlane Artist Edition.
Hey. It's really cool actually to see that Todd McFarlane. Jake showed it to me in person. Initially we were like, why is it overcompensating? Why are the borders so huge when the art like fits within the page more than enough? And then we got to the latter half.
And that is the end of our haul section.
There we go.
Cue the song by The Doors.
Show on stage. Present these. And remember,
we still have a show to do. I thought we were done.
It's all about us and what we got and making people have FOMO.
New releases week of March 25th. Oh, off the bat.
So excited to finally get this.
Because Chris gets to look at me and say, this is why you shouldn't have paid $350 for that damaged library copy.
Wait a minute, I thought that was your world's that was another damaged copy?
You want to see you want to see it?
I mean,
it's my worst one.
Oh, okay. Now I have to see. I thought the world.
Jake, you got to show it off, man. No, the Promethea is 100% worse than what World's Greatest Superheroes came in.
Because I only have these in deluxe, though I do like the deluxe editions. I'm definitely gonna keep them around until I get all 3 of these. Back in reprint.
I have the deluxe as well. They're right up on the shelf behind me.
Yep, mine's right here actually, right next to Question and Scalped and Secret.
So if Bunkmaster B is still here, let's look at what book you'll be getting pretty soon because I like to see my damaged absolutes. So doesn't look that bad. That's because it's upside down. This is the slipcase.
Oh, good lord!
And I was never able to get this sticker off because it's like integrally taped onto the box. And I bought a hair dryer to blow off the rest. So if you look here, it's got like bunch of
Goodness.
scratches. That part right there don't look super right, and then the pages look like they've been cut unevenly.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So that was the last book I ever bought on eBay.
And
But
you
I found,
trusted.
yeah, if I put the absolute case on upside down, it doesn't look as bad. That's a
Bad
weight
H,
bearing
that's a
sticker.
weight bearing sticker. That's good.
Yeah. So, luckily I got my money back. I think I never checked, so probably did.
I tell you what, J.H.
I
Williams'
think
art
I
in this
never
story is
checked.
amazing.
Yeah, especially the parts that are like landscape. Like this book this is arguably the most gorgeous looking absolutes editions that they are. The first one is the easiest to get into. It's almost like an adventure, almost Wonder Woman meets Sandman-esque story. So they probably don't want that comparison right now. But then 2 and 3 turns up the weird factor. It's like it just becomes a book on magic. Like, yeah.
Seafar's right. Perfect for absolute.
And now, once Chris gets all 3 absolute editions, the Enmaterian collection will get announced.
It's only fair.
He's
So
open.
yeah, I will say though, this was a hard series to read on my flight to Washington or my flight to Chicago because oh my gosh, is there a lot of like sex, but then they're like in the astral projection realm too at the same time. So that's great. I like it.
I mean, there are people that watch really inappropriate things on their screens on flights. That's awkward too.
My friend texted me and said there were 12 different people watching The Substance on the plane. I'm like, that's not a plane movie.
Then why do they offer it?
Yeah. So I already have my pre-order, and I will give this poor bastard a loving home somewhere. So
it will be in a loving home. It'll go directly to Bunkmaster Beyond Comics.
Or Jordan. Might go to Jordan.
It'll go to Bunkmaster Beyond Comics.
Moving on. This is the book I had Chris hold in the thumbnail.
Yes, I was highly approved. This is the follow-up for Allred's Superman, the Space Age, the Dark Age. Now I was very interested on the different takes he had. Like Superman was great, and this is very different, and the liberties they take with it, I was quite fascinated by. I will say that.
I think the only thing that I thought was kind of funny was like when Jess and I interviewed Allred, he said they're working on a third one, but it's not the character everyone's expecting. And then it turns out to be a Wonder Woman story. And I'm like, isn't that what everybody was expecting?
I know. Yeah. I was about to say, what would we not be expecting at that point? It's the Trinity. What's it called? I didn't realize it was officially announced.
Let me see.
What kind of friend of? So yeah, this is. I've read the series. It definitely takes the cues from Space Age, and that you're going through the times of history, chronological history of getting to this point. Very fascinating. I still think Space Age is better, but it's Space Age brought a lot of heart. It's Batman. It brings a very kind of a different look at history of the Dark Knight.
So the actual quote coming from, if this pop-up will move, CGC, Comic Book Club, it said, but yeah, Mike and Laura and I are doing a Wonder Woman to end the trilogy. We're already working on it. Hasn't been announced yet, so sort of a scoop, but we're working on a Wonder Woman to end the trilogy, so there's no name yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
And thank you everybody for the kind wishes. We're very excited. We're moving on the 18th. I went to my LCS yesterday because they were nice enough to DM me on Instagram, and they were like, yo, come stack up on free boxes. And I just like stuffed my car full of like those diamond boxes.
If you need any more, ABC stores or any of your liquor stores. That's how we got a lot of our boxes.
Hold on one second.
So, but yeah, definitely recommend this. If you've liked Space Age, like Mike Allred and Mark Russell's this is good. Same stuff.
Do you think, are you going to get him to sign it at Heroes Con, or are you just going to bring all 17 Madman library editions?
I'm gonna bring everything, all the things. It's gonna be like one gigantic suitcase for my first run with all red.
The first run, nice.
Priority will be Madmen, but we'll see.
Moving on. This is Jordan's pick of the week. Golden Age Omnibus Vault 2.
I'm
So Jordan, take us away.
excited.
Talk to us about this.
So this is volume
and I want to say
2.
this comes right after Jordan lectured me when he saw that I pre-ordered Silver Age Green Lantern Volume 2.
You canceled that one, right?
No.
Nope. That's what I thought. So this is the second Batman, the Golden Age Omnibus out of 10. This does include stories from the early 1940s in which the dynamic duo battle evildoers, including the Penguin, the Joker, Two-Face, the Scarecrow, and many more.
And the
These
evilest
tales were written
villain
and
of all,
illustrated.
Bob Kane.
These were written and illustrated by luminaries as Bob Kane, Bill Finger, Gardner Fox, Jerry Robinson, and more. Why am I getting this? History.
So he lectures
I will
me,
hopefully
and then he goes,
one
but
day
I
read
got to
all
get
of them.
Golden Age for the history. And I will say that what I like about the origins of Batman is that I've always felt like in our two-person partnership of the Brave and the Boys, I'm the Bill Finger and Jordan is the Bob Kane.
I don't know how I
I
feel
don't
about
think
that,
that's
Jordan.
I don't think that's accurate, but sure. I look forward to it. I will pick this up eventually.
Even I have limits. I did not ask for this.
But you'll
Mr.
get Doom Patrol
Superman.
and Silver Age though.
I heard that Doom Patrol and Green Lantern are the two good Silver Age comics.
Well, Silver
And
Age
Flash.
Silver Age and Flash. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't. I would agree with that. Green Lantern and Flash just being of that age, and the space age and the science and everything like that. But
Chris is Alfred.
I've been called far worse. I've
Does
been
that make
compared to
Jake
far
Robin?
worse.
You know what? My fun story about this is I bought like a Whatnot blind bundle from OPB before I was affiliated with them, and they just sent me Cruel Summer. I didn't even know it was out of print. I read that first, which is like the last in the series. And then
The Jake reading order.
I went back and read all 3 Criminal Deluxes. So, but with Criminal, you kind of can read it in any order, I feel like.
Yes and no. Yes and no. You can, but there
are a couple sequential stories. Yeah.
There's so many different callbacks and realizations that are just completely, they don't land as well if you do. But yes, you can. I personally just wouldn't recommend it because the revelations that happen, especially when you get to the last one with Cruel Summer, just like, oh my gosh, it was.
But how great is it that I read Cruel Summer first? Because that's so Jake, right?
Yes, it is very.
Just as Safar said, just like how you read Lazarus.
I recently pre-ordered Lazarus Volume 4. I'm excited we're getting that.
I did too.
Now Marvel Premiere Collection, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I like these Premiere Collections. I like them a lot. I have one right here.
There you go.
I like the forwards, I like the extras, and I like the paper quality better than the compacts. But the fact is, you can buy 2 premieres or 3 compacts, and if you're new, maybe it's better to buy 3 compacts. To get a whole. And the compacts are fatter. You're getting like 12 issues of Watchmen versus 6 issues of Born Again. But it's not always about length. So
they all got to compete with each other for their readers. So.
I recently read an article that said that DC's compact comics outsold every Marvel book. Like the compact comics line was the best sellers by far of any comic book.
Okay.
Yeah. And Kato said he wouldn't pick any of them up, and he's already bought one.
Nice.
They're just so affordable.
Now, this is good. This is like the first Captain America omnibus, right? By Brubaker.
Yes.
And I think this makes sense. Get people interested in Bucky before his big role in Thunderbolts.
Asterisks.
Yeah. What do we think that means? Do you think it's gonna? Everyone says it's gonna fall off and be Dark Avengers.
No, they've already said what it means.
Oh,
It's on the poster. It says the asterisk says when the Avengers aren't available.
okay.
It was a big womp womp.
That's funny.
It was like, oh, come on.
And one poster shows him. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to believe internet hype anymore because Chris always tells me that the cool ones aren't real, and then he tells me the real ones and they're mid.
Not all of them.
Moving on. Conan the Barbarian, Original Comics Omnibus Volume 4. My gosh, have these Conan and the Savage Sword books, they kept getting delayed by Titan, and I have so many emails about them.
Where's
so
my
I'm happy
Conan?
whenever, but I do like that this collects Silver Age Doom Patrol in it.
Yeah, that's my bad. Whoops.
Yeah, no, this is yeah, I mean, I could never do the Conan ones or Savage Sword because I can't commit to that many volumes, but I did pre-order my first Conan book last week.
Here's the problem. I realized what happened with that one. So when I put these together, I'd make sure that the synopsis and the collection. I think what happened as I duplicate slides, I was looking for the contents. In this one, I looked at every single publisher, carrier, everything I could find. Even on Titan, it did not list the contents. So I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Do better. No, Titan, do better. We need to know what these contents are.
Yeah, Titan.
That's probably why I forgot to delete it. So,
and we got two covers: the one of Jordan holding me when I'm passed out when I'm hungry, or the one of the three of us getting ready for the show, packing up our hauls. Collecting What If 1977, 13th annual 1973, 4 to 5, the continuation of Hour of the Dragon. I don't think that's also real. Is that real? That looks like 3 issues. Jordan is Cyrus Bro Derek, for those who know.
Yeah. Who?
I've always thought that whenever they tussle with the Serpent's Throne is interesting in Conan,
I've never read one Conan outside of Savage Avengers.
Would you go, if you were to collect them, would you go down the Conan route or the Savage Sword route or the route I went down? I pre-ordered King Conan.
I'd probably go Savage just because I enjoy a little extra.
Yeah, you do. Chat, let us know. Is this where I should start reading? I don't know. It doesn't have to mean anything.
What does that mean?
Here we go. This is Jordan's thing. Deadpool, Bad Blood, Batter Blood.
Batter Blood. The boysenberry backyard berry. That's an inside joke between Jake and I.
Talk to us about this, Jordan, as the resident Deadpool fan.
Or Rob Liefeld, super fan.
There we go. That's the more correct statement. So, if you guys didn't know, this is Wade Wilson, has been shooting, stabbing, and otherwise annoying people for a long time. He's made a lot of enemies, but one that he can't quite place in the brutal Thumper, who keeps showing up out of the blue to pound him into jelly. Hey now, what is Deadpool's past connection to this beefy face smasher? Wade has as much of a clue as you do. Maybe Domino can help uncover Thumper's secret before Wade gets his keister kicked again. Wow, they used a clean word. Or perhaps another answer can be found in a secret mission from years ago that brought Deadpool and X-Force together. But when Thumper returns for the rematch, Wolverine and Cable step. Wow, this sounds like it's a bustling comic. Wolverine and Cable step in for a daring rescue mission. Who is the mysterious blade bashing Shatterstorm?
Blade brandishing Shatterstorm.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. And is that Venompool? I feel like I just read the comic. Oh wow,
I imagine every time it said Thumper that it was the bunny from Bambi. Daredevil. So
I like the art.
This is interesting. It's an OHC. We don't get those a lot from Marvel anymore.
You don't. But it's Rob Liefeld, and after he's went on his tirade against Marvel,
I gotta say, I was like, oh, he should be treated better. And then someone below it linked a video of him doing a whatnot stream where he was like wiping comics on his balls. And I was like, kind of get why maybe they had needed a little bit of distance.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe you shouldn't get millions of dollars in your 20s. Maybe like when you're 30. I don't know. I don't think I could have handled millions of dollars in my 20s. Yeah. So is anyone picking this up?
Read the singles. That was enough for me.
My pick of the week is still Golden Age Batman 2.
Okay. I feel like he didn't get invited to the Marvel premiere, or he didn't get like enough guest passes or something.
He got upset. Like the thing he went on a tirade about was he didn't get invited to one of the after parties, and he's been on a tirade. He thinks Kevin Feige's been terrible for it at that point. I mean, he's not wrong in the sense of the payouts that Marvel Studios does for the creators. That's been a long thing. Even Brubaker has said it before. Marvel's just not great with it. They say DC's better, but could do more too. But if they were to compare, DC pays their people better for royalties. So
I just I want to rub some salt.
Big problem with both companies.
And say, I just want to read Alex's comment. East of West getting delayed and is coming out this week instead. East of West got okay.
Yeah.
And Jake rubs comic strange places without the millions. Oh boy. Yeah, Marvel does need to do better with the royalties department.
They both do. Like I said,
I wonder what the new Vertigo contracts will be like with DC bringing it back. You know what I mean? But
I guess both companies have a bad history of putting forth what they should be doing. So,
damn you, Jake. East of West is delayed, but Jake has it. Yeah. The Infinity Watch. Is this in the same trilogy of the Infinity Dime?
No.
Yes.
This is just more Thanos. Thanos seeking out stuff.
Yeah.
Thanos always seeking something.
Yeah, the stones have become like actual people. So, like,
what stone do you think I'd be?
You'd be Thanos' glove.
Oh,
he's the glue that holds it together.
Yeah, exactly, the glove. You get to
I
house
can fit
the
5
stones.
people at once.
You mean 6?
Oh, I didn't know how many stones.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Are people pumped about this? I haven't heard anything about it. I think I need a little break on Thanos.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a fan of the stones inhabiting people, and I don't like it.
How does he get them into the glove?
The people? Well, he just smashes them a lot.
I feel like there's a joke there.
There is, and I'm
gonna
abstaining
send it
from
in the
making the
private
same
chat.
thing. The private chat where everyone can't read. There we go, and that makes
Jake is
just
the
about
Mind
more sense.
Stone. Aw. Okay, moving on. There we go. Shouts out to Mike. I just ordered his copy. Justice League, the New 52 Compendium trade paperback. So I feel like this is great. I mean, these have been collected in omnis that are pretty evergreen, but if you don't love the omnibus format, these are a tremendous value.
The whole kind of New 52 run. This is obviously the second volume of that, and looks to be got some Justice League. Even got some Justice League Dark in there as well. So these are pretty good collections.
And Pandora, the character who went nowhere.
Quintessential.
Yeah.
The word is you're looking for is quintessential to the DC universe.
Quintessential. What a good word.
Pandora.
And then got snapped away in DC Rebirth. That is not a spoiler.
Mike, I'm doing the same thing, and I'm okay with that. Excuse me. No, I didn't read Mike. Richard. Sorry, Richard. Sorry, Mike.
Excited for Ultimate Spider-Man 5.
Yeah.
I'll still keep my Ultimate Death.
Yeah.
You picking it up for the team ups?
Yes.
for the team up issues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, up to you, man. Again, if you want to make the switch, we're happy to help, but like you could always gift it to a library or your son or something. It collects the same amount and you get both volumes in the omnibus. So
Yep.
it works out. And shouts out to Labruski. Everyone go
up,
subscribe
dude?
to Labruski. And my friend Bat Cato. Shouts out to him. He's my Fortnite buddy. And then my counterpart, in my international counterpart, the Batman mustache. He likes absolutes, and I stole his mustache. So that's our thing.
It's the Bat Stash.
the Bat Stash. He makes great TikToks or Instagram reels. Sorry. But how sick? Did you see the Tombstone absolute?
Yeah, that's a cool.
I
That's
want
cool.
it.
There's only
I'm debating.
1,993 out getting to be made,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
The chances of OPB getting shorted.
Well, now that
Yeah.
I'm in charge of FOC orders, I think we'll be better. But
Okay.
you didn't hear that me say that. Hope everyone is doing well. Can't stick around too long. Going to dinner soon.
For sure, dude. Thanks for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Justice League New 52 omnibus, but these are great formats as well for those who don't want to spend the cash on omnis.
Yeah, that's what they're there.
Yeah, I think what it was is for this specifically, the price of this on OPB was 40 and the omnibus was like 60 or something. So it is, you're right, that is like 50% more, but like I felt like it was a better value than buying both of them, you know.
Matt, I'm
If you're
pretty
a
sure
pinch-
Matches Malone has done that many times in the
Yes.
comics.
Can I take the bat stash off and throw it to neutralize enemies? But yeah, especially if you already have volume 1, you're excited to get volume 2. That's awesome. And they did the Tom King ones. They're doing Grant Morrison. So I'm all about DC making more formats to make comics more accessible to different people. Not everybody wants a book they have to read at their desk. This is way more comfortable to read on your bed or on a couch or something like that. While I'm sure his cat sits in his lap, you know. So these are excellent choices. Now here's what I learned. I made a mistake in my next video that's coming out. I didn't know there was a difference between a Marvel Masterworks and a Mighty Marvel Masterworks.
Yes, there is. One's for
So I had to
kids,
film a
one's for big
correction.
people.
Yeah.
One's for kids, one's for people. Is that how
One's for big people.
That's funny.
So yeah, is everyone pumped about this Vision and the Scarlet Witch?
That's your pick of the week.
That
I know
is
you're
Jake's pick of the week. But the DM cover.
I don't see my book on here so far. I don't even know if it's on here. We'll see if my book's here. Sometimes I have to add the book myself because I want it.
You know what, Alex? The format no one buys, but the format that does the most amount of work.
Yes.
True. In my video, I said, look at a Marvel Masterworks collector and tell them thank you next time.
Yeah, because they're the reason why we have these omnibus. They're scans. So there are people that buy. I'll point them out to Jake when he comes to Heroes Con. They are some serious people.
Peter Tomasi says he has every Marvel Masterworks ever printed.
Yep. And it's impressive if you see his library, and it is crazy.
Yeah. And then it was weird. It was every Marvel Masterworks, and then there was a dartboard of Bendis's face. Shouts out to Alexander Miller, who finally released the long-awaited interview where he makes me do a tier list of the DC characters. And reprints for Marvel Masterworks are hard to come by sometimes.
They are.
What does the DM of this look like?
Let's see.
Ah, there we go.
That's what I wanted. Less of the art.
But it's red.
For the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry, it's
Vision.
Scarlet,
Vision's all
I guess,
for red.
technically. Dope.
Okay. Moving on. Star Wars Legends of the Old Republic, new printing, standard cover. I saw someone do a long post on Facebook, and I'm going to butcher what it was about, but I think the standard cover looks different than the standard cover of the last printing, but the DM covers look the same between the old printing and the new printing.
I love the DM cover. I that was when I picked that up the first run. That was easy pick for me because that is the DM cover is the what was I going to say? Words are tough. It's the
Describe it.
cover of the basically their encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Of
Wait,
everyone.
is that the one I have? Also, it's there's gotta be chat. Let Falling Apart know where the Marvel lovers at. Let us know about the Image lovers, the Dark Horse lovers. Also, how specific of a show would it be if we're gonna talk about every DC new release coming out this week? You know what I mean? Like that's so specific and niche.
Buddy, but
And
Dark Horse Lovers is illegal.
yeah.
That's considered.
Were you talking about the Sacred Jedi text, Christopher? I like both Marvel and DC.
Yeah, but I will have to bid you all adieu. I know we're coming to an end, but
Everyone, say happy birthday to Chris. Happy
Bye,
birthday.
guys.
Happy birthday,
I'll
Chris!
see you next week.
Woo! See you, my dude.
You won't see us next
Bye-bye.
week. Bye.
Yeah, I'll see you in a
Bye.
different way. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye. Sick.
Nah, that's how we like it. Okay. Let's talk about Old Republic. So I liked this. Oh, wait, he can't add himself because he's not an admin right now. Chat, should you want it to be just me or should we bring Jordan back? I'm just kidding. Okay.
I got put in the timeout box.
So I love Knights of the Old Republic. These are mostly new characters. You'll see a couple little Easter eggs. But to me, this is the best non-canon Star Wars book I've ever read. And it actually is great. We got someone saying DC all the way. We got another one saying DC fan dipping into Marvel and indie.
That's fair.
And I love this book, and it's a great standalone.
Does it go
story.
in depth and teach us about the Metachlorians?
And that's not an Old Republic thing. Now
I
we got
know.
Savage Sword Volume 4.
Oh, it's the one I
And
need. I have 1 through 3. Yeah. I need 4 and 9. Those are the 2 I'm missing now.
Which cover are you gonna go with?
Oh,
This
that
one that
first
looks like the
looks
videos,
dope with the snake.
That's Isabel asking for food.
Which one? The one in the back or the snake attacking?
No, that's you know what this is? This is Isabel saying, "Yeah, Jordan, buy me it," and then me in the background going, "Yeah, Jordan, buy Isabel it."
Oh, that's too true.
I think that's.
Let
my
me see the other
neighbor
cover.
in
Let me see the
back.
wolf. Let me see the lichen.
That's Sophie jumping at you when you grab a churro.
Yeah, she's feisty. Oh my god!
I think
chat's going off.
I think they can go next to each other. I wouldn't go 1, 1, 2, 2. I would go all of the Conans and then all of the Savage Swords. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I should. You know what? Chat. Is this a good video? Like 5 Marvel comics to read if you're primarily a DC fan. I feel like that'd be a good video because I know a lot of our audience is DC based, but like even you get stuff like Daredevil Born Again. This is so amazing. But look, most of the chat is with me. Conan is awesome.
Sick.
And then Wolverine and Gambit, the gallery edition.
Standard.
I'll buy all the Jeff Loeb Tim Sale. I don't think that's the real cover. That looks fake or placeholdery. And that looks better.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of either one, but that's just me.
And
who am I to judge? I don't buy these.
And I didn't see my pick of the week, which is Animal Pound by Tom King. So Animal Pound is my pick of the week. And Jordan, what is your pick of the week?
Keep going. Probably either Dark Age or Golden Age Volume 2. I'm gonna say Dark Age. Dark Age, I own issue 1. I should have picked up the rest when they're coming out. I think it's only 3 issues, if I remember correctly.
I have issues.
It was
1
really
and 2,
good,
and then I never found 3.
Yeah, it's 6 issues. I thought it was only 3. Wow, I'm
no. I said
wrong.
I found. I thought it was 3. Maybe it is 6.
Collects Batman Dark Age 1 through 6.
I definitely didn't pick up enough.
I definitely didn't pick up anywhere near enough. Reading issue 1, really good. Excited to see how it continues. Beyond that, Batman. is my go-to favorite. I mean, I own a lot of Batman omnis. Jake unfortunately owns more though, but yeah.
It's not a contest because I'm winning.
Shut up.
Dark Age is my favorite this week. Guys, chat, comment down below. I want to try something new this time. We'll do a gift card giveaway, but we'll do it based off of, because a lot of times people watch this later in the week. So let's give away a gift card. After this video goes live, post a comment and we'll pick a comment winner of what should the comment be? What new book coming out this week or in this year? What new book that's been announced recently are you most excited for? Comment that down below, and in a week we'll pick a winner. Because after the fact, we get like one comment, or we get like 6 comments, and it's all the same dude who we love to support. But I want other people to comment, so leave a comment, let us know you're watching, and we'll take feedback. If you only want DC, we'll try to trim down the Marvel books if they suck. If you guys like everything, let us know. Give us feedback, because this is your show as much as it's our show. And we want to thank you all for supporting us.
That's right.
Yeah. And chat, any last questions before we bid you adieu?
So long, farewell, Avita, say goodbye.
Demonetize now. I'm just kidding. That's my buddy Matt right there. And appreciate you guys, Jake and Jordan. What's an epic collection?
An epic collection. That is gonna get answered in our newest video. But Jake, do you want to show him real quick? Just put it out there.
I don't know where I put it.
Falling apart. You're a-okay. We are not taking it personal. We always just appreciate feedback.
Oh no, yeah, we love it. Shouts out to Safar. I guess Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man to you, Jake, before your proposed video. I read the first Ultimate Spider-Man. I do have it, and I'm getting the new mic soon. Which one did you pick? Let's since you guys all like DC so much, let me show you some awesome DC art before you guys go. Look at that.
That's sick. Well, Jake's showing art. I'm gonna answer Mike's question real quick. An epic collection is a standard size floppy book that collects a select character or select. Oh, that's so cool. I'm trying not to cuss on stream. That will collect a story arc or 2 of a character. So epic collections, when they are released, they are not released in chronological order. So you might get volumes 2, 22, 16, 10 that come out sporadically. But it's so that you could read the entire story and not focus on the creators or other factors.
And Matt, I left your name off of it, but I shared your review of Mr. Miracle with Tom King, and he said it touched him so much it made him cry. And I said, now we're even for Animal Pound, because that made me cry. But I did share your feedback on his book, and you can get this book from Organic Price Books, where if you're buying 1 to 3 books, you can save $2 with the code Brave Boys, or 5% on 4 or more books with Brave Boys SIT. I want to give one last shout out. There's one last thing we can do, Jordan, if you have a minute. We just added like 200 new books to the 50% off Overstock sale. Maybe we can go pick out one book in it that we think people should check out, And
okay.
I feel like that's a good way to end it. So let me
Overstock distribution sale. That's the one.
Yep. So let me present. I'll share my screen. Window. Boom. What? Look at that graphic. Oh, no, there we go. That's the Invincible set. Look at that graphic that I made. 50% off during our. Now, I will say a lot of these books are back ordered because they're at the warehouse at the distribution level. And I'm gonna save this to take off. Let's go through. So it's a lot of Marvel, Indie, DC.
I already found my pick, but I'm still.
These Avengers by George Perez.
Dude, I gotta get Extremity. DWJ, absolutely phenomenal. I need to own a physical version of that book. It is gorgeous and so heartfelt.
Dazzler for $75.
Let's see.
You know what? We'll give them DC because the chat wants to see DC.
Wonder
Look at
Woman
that.
Golden Age Volume 1 for those that love history.
Detective Chim.
Young Justice Omnibus Volume 1 for 75. Batman Eternal owned the book that lorded over Jake's collection for a while.
Jordan, how much did you pay for that Between Two Worlds Deluxe Edition?
I think the same price.
Okay, look at you go. Absolute Three Jokers is rad. Justice League International is fantastic if you want something fun that they might pull from.
iZombie, that was my first omnibus.
Absolute Multiversity. What?
Wow, that's a
Oh,
book
the
I don't
book.
know.
It is the DC Legends Jim Lee Artist Edition. Let's see if it's still in stock. Jim Lee Artist.
Ooh, Thor by Straczynski.
It is down from 150 to 120. And there's a Jim Lee X-Men Artist Edition. And then there's a hardcover. So hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. You guys are, I'd love to see comments on the like button. Daniel Warren Johnson never disappoints. Young Justice by Peter David is fun. Green Lantern's Omnibus Volume 2. That one has Justice Lords. I think I don't know which book you're talking about, but I Need Mutant Massacre. So yeah, guys, this was a lot of fun. Check out that. I'll link the overstock sale because there's a lot. Look, Batman No Man's Land. We got a lot of those. JSA. I think all 3 JSAs are on the sale.
Nice.
There's a lot of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. You can read about Flipper Dipper. Flippa Dippa.
There you go. It's Flippa Dippa is his name.
Or you can be like Jake and get Green Lantern volumes 2 and 3 and skip volume 1 because who reads volume 1s? Yeah, it's great. Everyone, keep reading. Oh, dude, we have more people now than when we were doing the show before. Do y'all like this? Let's just telling you what books we like. Jordan, tell us how much better was Alan Moore Swamp Thing than Lynn Wein?
Wow,
Talk to us about that.
It's a completely different experience. So I'm gonna preface this by saying there is some prerequisites to read before Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. As all comic books go, you can just jump in and read it. But no, there are subtleties like reading Swamp Thing from House of Secrets is a prerequisite because that comes into play. Reading Fourth World by Jack Kirby comes into play. But
also, you can read it by itself. You just might not get every reference. You don't always have to encyclopedia read.
That is correct, but that book does have some prerequisites that I would suggest, but you can just jump in. It is a journey and experience. Volume 1 absolutely sucked me in. There was no way I wasn't going to finish reading 2 and 3. Yeah, do yourself a favor. If it's the trade paperbacks, the absolutes, or beg DC for an omnibus, yeah, you got to read it.
I think it's hard because Saturday is booked from other YouTube channels doing shows in the morning and in the evening. And there's also the fact that Chris is 3 hours ahead of us and we love doing the show with him. For the Fourth World, that is going to be what I would consider the Fourth World that you should definitely read. There is a second volume, but it's not Jack Kirby's Fourth World as much. But Jordan can speak more to that about,
So, Fourth World was written and illustrated by Jack Kirby until its cancellation, which it received 11 issues from Fourth World, 17 from Mr. Miracle, 11 from I'm blanking Forever People, and then Who Cares About Jimmy Olsen. It was canceled, so then Gary Conway jumped in, wrote some issues which are in volume 2 of the omnibus. And then Jack Kirby came back to make an actual ending to Fourth World. Which DC did not allow him to actually end it, but leave it off on something that can happen in the future. It is a phenomenal story. I highly suggest to check it out. It may not be for everybody as it's kind of cartoony in a sense. Like Forever People feels like a Saturday cartoon show to me, but it's great.
I love how I'm just like casually answering all these questions while you're doing that. It will make you appreciate Mr. Miracle more.
Yeah.
And The original printing of Swamp Thing by Moore had bad spines. It was like that one was one of the worst spine gates ever. My copy was fine. They fixed that on the newer printings. So your new, I don't want to be the guy that says the new printings are perfect. You buy it and your spines, still be. But if it is and you get it from OPB, we'll exchange it for another one. But they did fix the binding issues on that from that original printing of Swamp Thing. And Green Lantern Corps is available, both 1 and 2. And let's go back to that. Green Lantern.
So there's 1.
And look at this. Look at how we're trying to do this with more stuff, but we got to get smaller resolutions of the photos. But do you guys like this when we put our actual photo shoots up of the books on the website? We're trying different things, And Mr. Miracle by Tom King was such a fun read. How good is Jordan's photography? If you guys don't subscribe to our Instagram, you should, because he spends a lot of work on that photography.
What's really cool in the Mr. Miracle by Tom King is if you did get the Absolute or you are going to get it, they have the covers of the original Mr. Miracle series that they did homages to in the back, in the extra section. So it is really cool. Hey, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, man.
Reading the Sergeant Fury. Okay, so now my question is if they do is like Sergeant Fury, that's like the Howling Commandos captain, right? For DC. No, it's Epic Collection though. So who am I thinking of? The guy.
You're thinking of Sergeant Rock.
Sergeant Rock. Okay, there we go. Who would win a fight, Sergeant Fury or Sergeant Rock? Even though it's moderately enjoyable and goofy Stan Lee scripts, I'm not overly. I would see who the inker is. If the inker was Vince Coletta, that's probably why. Comic Tropes has an amazing video on the man who ruined Jack Kirby's art. So his art is super highly detailed, and Vince Coletta liked to do the bare minimum. And when you get to the point in Fourth World where Vince Coletta is no longer inking Jack Kirby's art, oh my God, is it an upgrade? And I do like these better than the stock pick. Okay, you know what? We will start uploading these on all the ones that we can. The photos look amazing. The photos are awesome. Yep, Nick Fury, Marvel.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, sorry. I saw the Sergeant portion. And if you guys have any more feedback on things you'd like to see on the website, I will say that if anyone missed out on getting the amalgam, there should be a restock coming. We were announced about that. And if you are looking for Invincible stuff, we were told a restock is coming in the next 1 to 4 months. And I go, ask about Volume 3 Library Edition. And we specifically asked about that. And they go, oh, that's the one Library Edition we still have plenty of stock of. So, yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, so that's all.
Oh,
I wish I had Insider Scoop.
Batman by Tom King. Go pre-order that. Go get it.
This should still be a placeholder cover. They just made a better looking cover. But they announced now that it'll have a brand new introduction by Tom King, a brand new wraparound cover by Clayman, and never seen material. It's now over 1,000 pages, and
does it? It collects the button.
It does. So it's gonna have Rebirth number 1 through 32. They're gonna throw in the Elmer Fudd special, which was in the other one. Detective Comics 941.
Yeah.
The button.
Do you know why? Do you know why it has Nightwing and Detective Comics in there?
Night of the Monsterman crossover.
Yeah, Night of the Monsterman. That's the first. This will be the first time it's collected in an oversized format.
Yeah. So, I'm pumped about this. Picking this up day one. I miss Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky Volume 2 is available for pre-order. It is coming out. Let's see when it comes out.
I feel like this Saturday show should just be answering questions about how to buy stuff or what's available on OPB.
I'm down for that. I would say if you're interested in Nacinti is super out of print right now. We did buy the rest of the stock that we could, so you should be able to get your copy available, but you definitely want to order that sooner than later, not as like a FOMO thing, but as like I want you to be able to get your stuff.
That's what I
where-
forgot for the haul. I forgot my Ascensi, and I forgot the specialty book that you and I picked up at a comic book shop.
What's the specialty one?
The big one.
Yeah.
I'll save it
Next
for
week.
next week. Yeah.
Where's the Zarsky Volume 2? It's up for pre-order. Here we go. It's up for pre-order. It's restocking April 2025. However, what I'll say, and this isn't me trying to FOMO you guys at all, Marvel is way more strict now at printing pre-order numbers. And I would imagine they'll do the same thing for a restock. They'll probably print less than before. So this is something where I would really recommend pre-ordering because they're using that now to judge stock. On Fury, I just read the 3 to 4 issues. It's actually inked by Dick Ayers. The Omni is way more complete than the deluxes.
For the Batman.
Talk about the fact Tom King totally knew the whole time I was asking him that the omnibus was going to be announced imminently, and he just sat there and meandered on instead of telling me. You didn't even give me a wink. Silver Surfer by Dan Slott. That's going to be on my list of Marvel books to read if you like DC.
So good.
I'm gonna get mine signed next week.
That is probably my favorite comic book, and it's not even a DC book. And I love DC. Yeah, that book has so much meaning to me. Jake, do me a favor, pull up Batman by Tom King. I want to see what issue it collects up to again. It's 1 through,
I think it's
25?
31.
Or 31?
So if we compare it to the book 1 trade paperback versus the volume 1.
So Tom King Omnibus 1, that is...
And then we need the omnibus. Okay, so let's compare
1 through 32.
So this one collects up to issue 20 and does not collect the button. The omnibus collects up to 32 and it has the button and annual number 1.
So that'll collect up to here. So if you have the button and deluxe 1 and 2,
they don't, but also
Omni
more than that because it's got the Monsterman stuff.
And you'll have the Monsterman tie-ins for the very first time in Oversized.
I just got an email. Your package has been delivered.
Oh, this is still my favorite cover. This was my phone wallpaper for a long while back in 2016.
I try to stay out of internet, Facebook drama and stuff, but I thought it was funny how someone posted in one of the Facebook groups what they said was the going rate for that Charles Soule omnibus, and people were responding jokes to it or whatever. And then the mods had to be like, hey, let's be respectful or whatever. I think it's weird, at the end of the day, if someone's willing to spend and wants to spend 300 on an omnibus, I get it. But also at least for me, I feel like we should try to help each other out. I don't think it's worth that. I would say out of all the modern Daredevil runs, everything Bendis and on Bendis to Zdarsky, it's my least favorite. It felt like Mark Waid got really weird with it, and Charles Soule was like, okay, let's bring it back to the Daredevil, with a couple new twists. I thought the character Blind Spot and Muse were interesting, but I don't know. I like seeing him a little more happy in the Mark Waid run, it was.
This is a good issue. I hope they do a DM of this.
I mean, they might have to. I mean, no, I don't know. He said it's everyone's favorite portion. I told him I want to cosplay as Superman cosplaying as Batman. So Batman with the glasses on.
That's funny.
Alex, as your friend, I'm gonna say that I would save money for moving, but it's the most Doctor Who-esque book there is,
Yeah, if you want to read a story about an alien creature that has no feelings, develop and learn these feelings for the very first time and see a whole life ahead of him, yeah, you should get it. But if there's other things going on in your life, Comics aren't that important, as I say with the collection of comics behind me. So I sound like an
It
oxymoron.
it will get reprinted. Everything does. That's Dan Slott's, name is. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people hate Dan Slott for a lot of reasons, but that Silver Surfer run was my favorite Marvel read of that year. To me, it's so fun. The all red art is so perfect, but again, I know you got unread books on your shelves, and I know you have a move. But what if I
But
die
what if
tomorrow and I didn't read it? Then I will fly to Spain with my copy and I will read it to your tombstone, or I'll read it to my DC Superman Tombstone Absolute Edition.
I'm gone.
So what I think the first 3 arcs are perfect. The first one about Batman realizing, like, what if he didn't need to be the protector of Gotham? What if Gotham had a Superman and Supergirl, and it's just like his whole thing about, like, was this a good death? Would they have been proud of me? Was perfect. And then I love his, like, the Suicide Squad stuff, the Bane stuff in the first couple arcs. That was on fire. And
Alfred dressing up as Batman to jump into a fight. That's a great one.
I feel like people got upset because a lot of people, I'll get a lot of comments where people go, "Oh, they made Batman a soy boy, or they made him like a wuss or whatever." But I liked reading a Batman that had emotion. And Batman doesn't really get sad. He gets angry. One of the best arcs is after the wedding portion. There's an homage
Cold
to
Days?
the movie. Yeah, Cold Days. It's an homage of 10 was it 10 Men, or what's the movie called? Where they're all in the jury together.
I'm blanking.
Here, it's jury movie 10. Not jury 10. What's the famous jury movie?
Juror
12
number
Angry
2.
Men. 12, okay. 12 Angry Men. It's kind of like an homage to that, but it's basically Batman realized that he made a mistake, so he uses his influence as Bruce Wayne to get on the jury, and he basically has to try to convince the jury that Batman can make a mistake. Yeah, it was 12 Angry Men. Thank you. That one was awesome. I don't think it was jury duty with Paula Shore. What about you, Jordan? What are some of your favorite moments?
The ending of I Am Gotham is probably one of my top moments from the entirety of the run, just because of how bombastic it is on such a small but large scale. I don't want to hit big spoilers. I showed a portion with Alfred in it, and that might have had a small spoiler in it. But uh, like you said, the first 3 are essentially perfect, right? I am Gotham, I am Suicide, I am Bane. It rekindles on some Batman history from the 90s, because Bane ends up being the main protagonist of our run here.
Antagonist.
I'm sorry, antagonist. Thank you for correction. So it touches on some Batman history, which is fun, but like Jake said, it is in a completely different light. The beginning I Am Batman, of him having to go through and realize that he can't do this forever, and that either one day he'll have to retire, or he's gonna get consumed by his work. And then him trying to find a way out of it, to the point where he wants to get married, and the whole dilemma there of, will they get married as Batman and Catwoman, or as Bruce and Selina? What lives will they leave afterwards? There's a lot of ups to this run that I see, and I understand some people's downs to it, but I don't think it deserves nearly as much hate as it's received. And there are a ton of fun issues that are played on, like the date that I showed, where
Yeah, where they
Superman
go
and
on
Lois
a double date together. That was fantastic.
Mhm.
I liked the Catwoman stuff. Like, I liked their partnership together, where they really are 2 people that understand each other. some of my favorite moments also, like I'm just trying to think. I feel like a lot of the hate that sometimes gets thrown on this was editorial based, and I know that kind of can become a cop out answer, but like I don't know. I guess I just felt like at least it felt like when he wanted to do an homage to something older, he did, and when he wanted to do his own thing, he did. Where I think it falters a little bit is the Nightmare arcs didn't read that well issue to issue. Now this is a good question. Will City of Bane be in this Omni or the next? Would it have to be 3 Omnis?
Potentially. I mean, it's 80. So if we were to put it in perspective, most Omnis sit between 20 to 30 issues. There are ginormous ones that have 52 issues. Shout out to 52. But it's 85 issues plus not extras.
So tie-in.
Monster Men and Heroes. Yeah.
So I almost feel like the second one, they did like 4 or 5 wedding tie-ins, like wedding tie-in issues. Like, I don't know. It's like, but then it's a creator centric, so maybe it wouldn't collect that. The second, like, I don't know, like another good run that I liked was the War of Jokes and Riddles, where it's basically like what happens if Gotham was split down the middle and the Riddler and the Joker went to war with each other, and like what would Batman do when he was starting out, but also what would Bruce Wayne try to do? Like there's that one where he tries to broker a peace between them, using his influence, and like I feel like that almost answers the question of why can't Bruce Wayne fix Gotham City with his money, and I mean, the fact that we have a Kite Man TV show out of that is insane to me. They might as well add Batman, Catwoman to it.
I do kind of wish that they did give these Omnis subtitles. So like the first omnibus, I would have named I Am. The second one, I would name like The Wedding, and if there was a third Omni, it would be City of Bane. But it depends how they're going to map out the second one. The second one, I think, is going to be where it really dictates if they're going to do extras like adding, like Hiro Akataway said, Batman, Catwoman.
Because that's never been
definitely way too many issues.
That's correct, only been a standard size.
Yep.
And then the other thing is like they'll in one of the later volumes they'll want to collect the other Flash crossover that they did, which was the
Heroes in Time.
Riddle everyone. Yeah, the Heroes in Crisis one. Heroes in
Crisis.
That's another one where the initial pitch sounded way better than what it was, So it's hard, but I am pumped for this. I'm pumped to see DC on fire lately, and it's just a treat because like this will always be the most nostalgic time period for me because this is when I was collecting single issues when I first started, and now that I've grown into an omnibus collector, I get to collect runs that I've read before in omnibus, as opposed to a lot of what I collect is brand new to me, and that's one of the hardest parts of being a collected editions person is someone's like, you haven't read this seminal run, and it's like, I've never read Red Sun because it's never been in print as a collected edition since I've been reading. So it just feels like, oftentimes everything I'm reading is new.
Dude, it is the full turnaround, right? I mean, we started reading singles back in around this time period, so back in 2016, and it's 9 years later that we're getting the omnibus of what we're reading or what we read then.
It's been 9 years. This is an excellent question. So most places, most shops, retail shops, we don't choose what's on sale or not. So basically Penguin, where we buy our books from, is the distributor. They say, oh, these are on sale now, and we're able to pass those savings on to you guys. Some places might not even tell you those things are on sale because they'll make more profit. But for us, the second we get something cheaper, we make it cheaper for you guys. And that way, and then if they change it and they go, this is out of print now, and like, now these are on sale. So we're constantly like, whenever there's a big sale announced, we drop whatever we're doing and we input the spreadsheet of all the things that are on sale, and it's all coming from our distributor. So because it all comes from them. That's why sometimes you'll see different places. And this is not just true for comics. This is true for anywhere. You'll see, like at Best Buy, for instance, it wasn't ever them choosing what's on sale. It was the brand themselves saying this product's on sale. So that's where that comes from. A little behind the scenes.
And at about an hour and a half in, I think it's time to wrap it up because I gotta go cook some meat.
Or you come over.
Gotta go.
Can we play one round of Fortnite before you go?
No, I gotta get going.
Jordan hates me. Should I chat?
just
You want me to
didn't
stay
stream
on
with
alone, or because right now I'm stalling? I have so much work to do today. But if I stay on this live stream, I don't have to do the work. Let me know, chat.
That's
You want me to go
comedy.
spend the rest of the day editing and doing emails, or should we just stay on? You know, should I stay on? They don't like me enough to have me alone. Everyone comes for Jordan. That's why I'm the Bill Finger, the underappreciated one, the one that no one sees their greatness now till long after I'm dead.
You're so full of yourself. There you go. You got one person Alexing stay on, which means that I am dipping out, guys. Thank you so much. I
No,
will see you
he's
guys
flip a dipping
next
out.
week. Yep.
Wait, so you are going to be
Bye.
on next week? You're not going to go to the convention?
I don't think I'm going day 2. I think it's just Friday for me.
Guys, chat down below that Jordan should take a Saturday off and go to a comic convention with his best friend.
I was just off for 2 Saturdays.
Okay. Or
Yep.
Or Mike, if I leave right now, will you play a round of Fortnite with me?
I'm done. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Go to the convention with your best friend forever. Listen to Heroic Hideaway.
We'll talk about it. Bye.
I'm excited. On Saturday, the day Jordan says he's not going, there's a panel hosted by Mark Wade and Dan Slott on Superman. I don't know. I'll stay on, guys. I'll be honest. I don't really do a lot of solo streams, but if you guys, I can stay on as long as the chat stays active, because just let me know what you'd like to see. I mean, it shocks me to see my peers, like the Omnidog, the great Omnidog. He'll have like 99 people in a live stream watching him make coffee, and I'm like, I always feel like I need to give you guys content, you know. So we can flip through some of these books together, or you know, if you guys have questions, I'll answer anything. This can be an ask me anything, you know. LO played one match with you guys. So when I first opened up this artist edition, I was a little like, I thought he was overcompensating, because if you look at it, that doesn't take up the full page, you know. It's like I'm reading a Marvel Gallery edition. But when you get to the adjectiveless Spider-Man stuff, look at that. Look at that full page art. So would it be excessive to bring this to the convention and try to get Todd McFarlane to sign it? I mean, would he even be excited to see this? I feel like he would. Yeah. Also, guys, I'm probably going to be selling off some books in my collection. So if there's anything of mine that anyone's interested in, I'll do crazy good prices. I have tons of OPB boxes, so everything will be safe. But basically, the way I look at it, I love my collection, but if I could sell off some stuff and like buy some furniture for our new place and then just get the books when they reprint later, I'm happy to do that, you know, because anything I sell is one less book I have to move, you know. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. Jake, the East of West Compendium looks almost like the G.I. Joe Compendium with newsprint. Can you confirm the paper stock? Yeah. Were you? Oh, the East. Okay, East to West. Yeah. It doesn't look like newsprint. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It feels glossy. Yeah, it's glossy. But it doesn't feel like super high gloss, you know, like cheaper glossy paper. And I've been liking Festival lately, but we're dropping down to 29. I'm not giving you guys enough excitement on here, you know. I have Nightfall #1 in the market to get the other two. I mean, did 3 get I think 2 and 3, 2's reprinted right now, and 3 was announced to get a reprint. So I feel like I'm happy to do it, but also like it might just be better to just wait for the reprints. And yeah, Festival is staying in the game. And I want to buy a guitar. I feel like it'd be fun. What's everyone reading lately? Do you guys remember when I did a live stream one time where I just sat down and read comics and then my cat jumped behind the bookshelf? That's why I haven't done also, would you guys would you guys like to see a video on how to move a comic book collection? Is that going to be exciting? And then another thing I got in my haul this week, we got reached out to by a brand called InSaber. I'll show you guys InSaber really fast. This is going to be kind of sell-outy of us, but if at least I sold out for something cool, they said pick a lightsaber and we'll send it to you. And if you want to make a video on a lightsaber, like feel free. So I picked a lightsaber on my favorite guy, Revan from Knights of the Old Republic. And I was thinking, would it be super crass or super weird to do my little lightsaber promo portion when I review the Old Republic Omnibus in like a week or two? Like if my lightsaber's from the Old Republic, because I don't want like anyone ever to feel like I'm selling them anything. But they were like, hey, if you give us like a 30-second plug, we'll send you a lightsaber of your choosing. And like, it just feels fun to be like a YouTuber that gets stuff, you know? But I don't want anyone to ever think that I've like sold out or something, you know? This is the one I picked. I picked the Revan V2. I will, dude. Yeah. If you could remind me, I work 2 full-time jobs and I have a YouTube channel, and I unplugged from a lot of things because we were applying to apartment after apartment and townhome after townhome and just getting rejected from everything. And basically I had to pause a lot of things until we found a place to live. So, just shoot me a message to remind me. And that would be dope in a Star Wars video. What I want to buy, and maybe I'll do this. Tell me if you guys think this is worth it. GameStop sells a Darth Revan mask, which matches my lightsaber. Is this needed? Do I need this? So I have they call it Rey's lightsaber, but it's the blue one. To me, it would always be Luke's original or Anakin's lightsaber. And then I have Luke's Return of the Jedi lightsaber. And then I have the custom one I built from Disney. Save your money, but if I use it in a video, it's a tax write-off. And it's officially licensed from Jazz Wars. Many in the same position, I can entirely relate, and my heart goes out to you. The rental, yeah. And there was 2 or 3 places that while we were doing the application, it got snatched from us. And it was just such a discouraging process because my wife currently drives about an hour and a half every morning to work and an hour and 45 minutes home from work. So I only go to the office once every couple weeks. So I needed to move closer to her work, and this new place, it's 20 minutes drive for her now. 20 minutes. We're going to have a large patio backyard so I can get a grill and a fire pit. It has an attached garage. So basically there's a garage attached to it, but you walk through the backyard from like the kitchen through the backyard into the garage. But it has a washer dryer hookup, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. It has a dishwasher, so we don't have to hand wash all of our dishes anymore. We've literally like been working our butts off. Like I took a full-time job at OPB. She took a full-time side gig tutoring. So yeah. I know you're being my friend. You're being my friend. In the same way, you know, Alex, I'll get the helmet if you get the Silver Surfer omnibus. I'm just kidding. I've done 3 hours, and for her, it's so discouraging because she's not actually going far. She's going like 2 cities over, but it's all traffic. and it just drives her bananas. Oh my gosh. Honestly, the hardest part is that like we saved up all this money and now it's like we got to pay rent at 2 different places, and I just had to buy a washer and dryer and a refrigerator and renter's insurance and all these adult purchases, which is like it's awesome because it makes me feel like an adult and we've done the work to save up for these things. But now it's like maybe I shouldn't buy the Star Wars helmet because I'm going to a comic convention next week and I want to buy some signatures and stuff, you know? So that's and do you guys yeah, I don't know. So I'll hold off on it. And we're both moving. We both should save our money for the move. What is your current commute now? Is it because you don't realize like how draining it is, you know? It is pretty draining. But yeah. So there's that. And then another company called Encore reached out to us for a potential sponsorship, and we're trying to see if it's the right fit. But they're like Whatnot, but it's videos, like short videos instead of live streams. So we just want to, you know, because we don't do Patreon anymore. We just want to find ways to help not even make profit on the channel, but we want to break even on the channel because I'm moving about 30 minutes further away from Jordan, and Jordan is my cinematographer. So I want to make sure that he's not like, I want to make sure he has money to pay for gas and money to pay for wear and tear on his car. So, you know, I just want to make sure that if we do start doing sponsorships that are an organic fit that help us out a little bit, no one ever feels like I'm going to chapter everything so you can skip past the ad or whatever. But I just want to do things that help keep the channel, you know, afloat without having to ask the audience for money, you know, because you're already giving me your time. So I feel weird asking for other things, you know. And I just didn't have the bandwidth to give special benefits to Patreon, you know. Were we dropping Buddy Whiffy Wharf Crime? Do you play Fortnite? If you play Fortnite, send me an email and we'll add you. I didn't start packing my books, but I got a box full of all 7 Sin City absolutes, and I just said, you know what? There's no way I'm reading even one of these before, let alone 7 before the move. So I'm just going to keep them in the box. And my wife she keeps asking me, because like, if I start boxing everything up too early, then like, would you guys be okay if we did a Brave and the Boys video and I didn't have that sexy backdrop? If it was like a transitional video and I'm like, I still do the same content that you guys like to see, but my background looks less sexy. I guess I just feel like I need to have everything, you know, perfect for you guys. Cause I want to make you guys feel like what you're watching is good. So I see nothing wrong with sponsors, just as long as they're judicious. Yeah. Omar likes to say, he got reached out to by Levi's jeans, and you know, that's not the right fit, but green screened it in. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like, you know, I would never, you know, there's a reason I stopped doing overviews because I feel like you want to be positive in an overview. And I stopped wanting to do books that I'd never read. So you know, we worked hard to like the other YouTubers get the books that they want and everyone overviews what they want. And I only try to overview the books I'm not just excited about, but like are my favorite books of all time, you know? So I do need to start. It seems daunting. Maybe we should do that now. You guys want to help me figure out what I'm not into? What should I like? What do you guys think I no longer need? What do you think? Like, I have 3 volumes of ROM. I'm probably never going to read ROM, you know, but I fell into the FOMO for volume 1 and then I got volumes 2 and 3. So maybe I don't need that. And yeah, and I'll say that had some hurdles because they don't work directly with us. They work through a marketing agency, third party. So she's playing telephone in between, and they kind of ghosted me for a few weeks, and they ghosted BJ Kicks for a few weeks, and then they came back and they were like, had all these changes, and they go, we need the video tomorrow. And I mean, I've never been a YouTuber that puts quantity above quality. I'm sorry, you guys know that we maybe only put out 4 videos a month, but we try to make them really high quality. And I didn't like having to do that video in such a short period of time. And then I send it to them, and 2 weeks go by before they say, hey, can you add all these things to the video? And I was like, I made the video in the time frame that you guys gave me. How can we make this work without me having to reshoot the video? So that's why, like, you'll see like graphics pop up, or that little on the end where I go like, the service isn't intended for children, auto renews, all that stuff. So I could package up Daredevil. It's weird. I read almost all my Daredevil omnis this year. So I did a video, but why is it so hard to put it in a box and it's not even seen on camera? But why does it feel so, like, maybe I should get rid of like everything I know I'm not going to read that's not going to be on camera. What are you interested in? Because everything gets reprinted, and I'm happy, if there's something that you're interested, if I can make it go to a, loving home, I'm happy to do that. Let me move out of the way. What do you guys see back there that y'all are into? Does someone want to buy my broken Black Costume Saga omnibus? It's only missing 36 pages. I don't even think, is it bad? I don't even think I know every book in my collection. Like, I just saw Micronauts in the background. When did I pick that up? And I want to have things like patio furniture, because we've never had a patio before. I want to buy a grill. Like every piece of furniture I've ever gotten was either from IKEA or you're never going to read Miles Morales. Why do you say it like that? But also like my duplicates, like maybe I don't need 3 Watchmen compact comics, I don't know. I fell into FOMO really hard, like especially when I joined the hobby. It was when I was newly sober, and I realized that if I bought a lot of books and I posted a picture of them in a Discord or on Facebook, people would comment on them and they would like it. And that made me it tricked me into thinking I was feeling fulfilled. So now everything we do is towards like getting more out of debt and to saving money for our future. And that makes me feel it's not as instantaneously fulfilling, but in the long run, it's far more fulfilling than anything else ever was, And I realized that, like, if I didn't get a book, I was okay. You can't get every book. You can't, that's not possible. And I tried really hard. The thing that always stopped me is I didn't like how they weren't in chronological reading order. So, I think in terms of event omnis, I have Devil's Reign and Shadowlands and Death of Spider-Man. So I'm pretty low on that. Yeah. But then there's certain things like maybe I should sell my Hellboy, and then in the future when they get another restock, start getting the Hellboy library editions. Like I bought Oz the other day, not because I like it, just because it was at a convention and I heard it was never going to get reprinted. So I FOMO'd myself into that. Like I don't know. And then I have such a random assortment of X-Men books, and I feel like now that I have some, I need to collect all of them, and that's not healthy. I avoid Spider-Man and X-related stuff to try to keep. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think there's a person alive who has a more random X-Men collection than me. Like, there's no consistency or synergy to it. I know that feeling. I started collecting at a greater rate. Now I have 13 shelves of books and have just started reading a few. Yeah, and it's hard, because when you get one book, when I was in my bad buying spree, instead of being happy that I got a book, it just made me think about all the other books I didn't have, and I was explaining this to Mike yesterday. The other day, he was kind enough, because he knows I'm not trying to spend money right now. Once I stopped spending money on Fortnite, they started adding all the cool skins. And he was kind enough to be like, hey, do you want me to buy you a skin? And I was like, nah, because if I buy one skin, then there was 6 other skins I didn't get. I was so super grateful, but also I don't want people to feel like they have to buy me things. But, I never feel satisfied with what I get. I just see all the things I chose instead of the other things. I would love to get Ecstatics just because All Red is going to be at the convention in the summer and that's not getting reprinted. That's one of my biggest regrets is I never picked up Ecstatics. But man, that book is awesome. And my dupe is so lonely. I know how you feel about FOMO. Over the past few months, I've sold off 95% of my singles and over 300 trades just to focus on omnis and absolutes. And that has to feel good because not only are you getting money and not only are you getting more space, but you also get peace of mind. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when you were able to get rid of things, it feels good. And I don't know. I know I need to make some cuts. Like, I have 100 Bullets Volume 1. If I sold that, that saves me from having to get Volume 2 and Brother the deluxe edition. I've never read that. I don't think I'll ever have time to read that, you know. Superman Silver Age. I don't think I'm ever gonna finish reading Superman Silver Age, and how many more volumes might come out, you know? Or Harley Quinn Volume 1. I don't have 2 and 3. So I know there's stuff I need to, but how do you choose? Let me know in the chat right now, guys. How do you, in your criteria, overcome that obsessive compulsive need to collect everything? To how do you curate the collection? Because I know I need to, and it's easy when you have motivation. Brother Lono, thank you. It's just hard because the second like all my books feel interconnected. Like I can't sell a Flash Omni because then I don't have every Flash Omni, and that's such a sick way to collect, you know? Like I guess if I'm looking at my collection, maybe I don't need Spider-Man 2099. Maybe I don't need Empire Volume 3, Death of Wolverine, X-Force. You know, I know there's stuff I can get rid of. Like I bought almost every Rick Remender Deluxe Edition, and oh yeah, I totally was. The only reason I would be semi-interested is that I'm meeting All Red and he doesn't do conventions often. I don't really have any Marvel things besides Omnis. My office collection room feels amazing now, except I still need another bookshelf. Jordan can eat Vienna sausage, and people want Jordan back. I know. If you need help getting rid of unnecessary Marvel stuff, I can give you advice on what's worth keeping. I think Jess says he keeps stuff that he only thinks he's going to reread. That's what he says. And then he gets more. And then he does that again. So he's always bringing things in and out. It's forcing your mind to be disciplined. As far as books go, you just have to take time, read, and enjoy the ones you have. It does make you feel like a drive inside to be complete in collecting. But even if I was complete, that doesn't make me any happier. Like, you know, like, so, do you guys ever have the thought, if someone came in and offered you what your collection was worth and they would take every book that day, you wouldn't have to lift a finger, would you do it? And it's like, dude, like that, I don't know. You know, I sometimes there's the sunk cost fallacy if I'm in so deep, you know. And I buy epics and finest and enjoy each volume and arc for what they are. I don't mind not having the entire Fantastic Four and epics. That was the thing I learned about Daredevil, was that I actually think I had a better experience reading out of order, you know, like, because when you're trying to read everything from volume 1 forward, you get burnt out because it never feels like you're making any progress. But I was only reading 1 or 2 omnis at a time in whatever order I wanted to, and I still had a great time, you know. I try to limit myself to something I've been wanting to read, not to collect just to collect with meaning. I know. And I know I don't collect with meaning, you know. Someone one time roasted me on the bad side I don't go to anymore, and they said, when I see a collection with this much stuff, I know they have like no personality. And I thought that was such a roast. Like, okay, I can sell the Action Comics deluxe editions by Dan Jurgens because there's no reason. I don't even really like that run, but you know, if there's an omnibus coming, why not sell the deluxe editions that I have no need for, you know? Maybe I still sell Zero Hour. I don't really like Zero Hour. Wonder Woman by Gail Simone. I don't think maybe I don't need that. I don't feel like a Deathstroke Terminator omnibus. I'm probably not going to read that anytime soon. Catwoman of Easton. I didn't like Catwoman of Easton after Ed Brubaker, after Darwin Cook left. So I should sell that. The Batman Who Laughs, my Justice League Deluxe editions, I should get rid of. Seven Soldiers of Victory, I should get rid of. You know, this is helpful. Bendis leads directly into Brubaker. However, Brubaker's run peaks at the first arc. And then yeah, so Bat Kato is like me, where he sets his rules. I can't collect that because then I have to collect every one of that. So just to screw with him, I used an OPB gift card that I had, and I shipped him his first Superman omnibus. And now he has 3 Superman omnis. So there's a big twist at the end of Bendis's that leads into Brubaker. After that, Brubaker's run is its own thing. And I would say that this after the first arc and Charles Soule are the most middle quality of the Daredevil runs. Bendis is amazing. Wade is amazing. Zdarsky is amazing. It's getting what you like and can reasonably afford. Seeing your hobby with our whole life in view sometimes helps put in perspective. Like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't need that. I agree. And I definitely, I'm glad that I'm no longer like, there was a time when I was actively going in debt for my collection, and now none of that happens. I've used my hobby and all the work that I put in to fund mine and Jordan's book collecting, and once we get maybe one sponsor, or you know what I mean, even a tiny one, to get petty cash like gas and wear and tear, and maybe every few months we get to buy one new piece of camera equipment. That's all I want. I don't think this will ever be a job for me, but I at least want everything to fund itself. Chat, does anyone know about the rise and fall of the Trigon Empire, Volume 1? Who is Jordan? Okay. Guys, I have tried to do videos with my phone without Jordan, and it's brutal because the advice that I try to follow is I look at the camera like I'm explaining something I'm passionate about to my best friend, you guys, but I'm also actively there doing it in front of my best friend. It is so hard to be in front of a camera alone and talk about what you're passionate about alone. And I couldn't do it. And he does the photography. Like, let's go to Instagram and look at his photography. It is, and I get to help him. I get to tell him what I think would look cool. Like, I have an idea and he helps me execute my idea in the way that's best. And that is an awesome partnership, and if you guys go to our early videos. Oh, no. I make fun of Jordan too. We should make fun of Jordan. But I just want people to know that as much as I like to tease him, I also don't want to do this without him. So let's look at some of his photographs. So, wow, this quality looks kind of fuzzy, but these pictures are super clear. So we found this perfect book stand so we can give you guys pictures of what the art looks like inside. Sometimes I try to pick the panel that'll make him laugh. How do we not have this Bendis Superman omnibus? That's a really good life advice. I think we will want to spend some money on objects not related to the hobby, like patio furniture, because then we can have the experience of having friends come over and sit on the patio and things like that. But then we want to travel more, God, I love Gary Frank's art, dude. Let's go to another cool one. And sometimes the people will share the art. If you look at this one, look how it says shared by 2 others. It was shared by Brian Michael Bendis. He put this on his page. That is the most rewarding feeling in the world when and I love when books have this kind of thing. It's always so sad when we take a dust jacket off a book and it's just black. But I know the one book that the only book I know that Clover Press is sending me is the Marvel art of Alex Maleev. So I'm looking forward to that. And we like this one. Like, we busted out the Lego and the Funko Pop. We had a lot of fun with this one. So and you know, I don't know. It's fun to get to show off books in ways that are fun to us, you know, because, you know, I don't know, it's just fun and it's cool. Like, I love, so fun. Jordan gets the tripod set up and the camera ready, and I get to he takes photos of all the books, you know, the outsides of the books, and then I get to flip through the books and find what pictures I think are worth showing, you know. I'll never buy a DC book again if they did a Bendis Superman Omni. Shouts out to Sci-Fi. May help to review the book on digital app and then buy it if it's really worth it. Global. Okay, guys, do I need to squash the beef with Global Comics? Should I reach out to them again? We were supposed to partner together, and then they ghosted me and never even said that. And I reached out so much, and they never even had the courtesy to say, hey, we're okay now without you, you know? And I just felt like that wasn't super respectful of my time, you know? And like any area of discipline, it's easier said than done. You got it. I like the Batman 66 picks. If you feel down, at least know you're not a gutter mutant. Okay, I gotta make a gutter mutant t-shirt. You were doing it, you know. And their app is good. So yeah, it's I gotta I gotta look into Global Comics, you know. I feel like I can sense your excitement when you're talking about books you love. Talk about things you're passionate about. Yeah, that's why I stopped doing overviews for books I didn't care about, you know, because I realized that I would rather do less videos and put more excitement into the longer term content stuff. And oh right, Mike with the the slur no skin. He can't. He was like he sent me my first couple of V-Bucks because he said I don't want to play with a no skin. And I thought that was almost as bad, if not worse, than gutter mutants. And yeah, so that's been cool. And I'm happy. I'm definitely, like, I have not bought a book that I'm not excited about in a long time. And a lot of it is through sponsorships with OPB. They take care of me and I work hard. I'm putting in like full-time hours for them. And it's awesome. It's just exciting because, like, I'm learning what it's like to be an entrepreneur. And, like, you know, someday, maybe even like a couple of years from now, like, he's moved on to another business and I get to take it over or something. That's in the cards. And there's just, you got to learn so much about running a business, you know, and how hard it is. Like, people don't realize like how much work it is at all times. And it's like, you know, like, I work on the weekends now, which sounds like kind of a bummer, but like, it's helping me get out of debt. It helps us afford a way nicer place. Like, I am so excited. And I can show you guys a photo if you guys want to see what the floor plan of our new place looks like. Let me pull that up. Just make sure my address isn't on it. Let me pull it up. So, because where we live now is not a great situation. And we've worked really hard to get out of it. So this is what our place will look like now. Stop screen, present, share screen, window. So it's 2 bedrooms. So we walk in through the front door here. Oh, that's upstairs. Walk in the front door here. We have a fireplace. I'll put the projector screen here, a little kitchen area and stuff. Is this photo traceable? I don't think it is. And then we have this big patio backyard area. And then my garage can go here. My garage goes here. My car goes here, and I can charge my car. And then we have upstairs. So we're deciding. My wife is open to giving me the bigger room for my office, but I feel like that's pretty messed up. But this is going to be, even the smaller one is much bigger than we currently have for my office. So by several feet in every direction. So It'll be nice. What I really want more than anything, even if it means my collection has to get a little smaller, is I want my recording area to always be set up, and we want to invest in a camera for top-down shots that's always set up. So, because the hardest thing is it takes us almost 27 minutes, 30 minutes to switch to top-down shots. And that is so much work and so hard and we dread it. So, like, the idea of having a section in my office where I don't have to set up to film and I can just sit down and make the video for you guys is like a dream for us. That's what we want so much. That would be, yeah, that'd be awesome. And as long as you enjoy what you do, the product will always reflect that. Thank you. And I hope that photo wasn't traceable. I'm sure James already knows my address. I would look at it this way. Shelf floor space is freedom, more intrinsically valuable than anything except rare and desired objects that can be sold. Yeah. So, what I'm excited about is JP is my next shipment is sending me a label printer. He had an extra label printer, and he's going to get me set up with I think it's called Pirate Ship or Ship Pirate or something, and he's going to help teach me how to make it cost effective, because the shipping side has always been confusing to me. You know, and I want to make sure that like I'm able to offer things at a great price, because I'm able to get these at an amazing price. So I'm definitely excited, and I think it'll be fun. I sold off some stuff before my wedding to help pay for the wedding, and that was the best decision I've ever made. And the only book I've only ever regretted selling one book in my entire life, even though I know it'll get reprinted. But I love Wolverine Volume 1. And I told myself I sold off all my Wolverine volumes because they just didn't stop printing them. And I told myself if I could ever get Wolverine Volume 1 and not collect the other volumes, I would be happy. And I told that to JP, and he goes, "You can have my copy." And he sent it to me for free. And I'm like, that's so dope. There are more amazing comics out there you already do or would love that you'll be able to physically acquire anyways, and there always will be. Wolverine Volume 1, it has his original fight with the Hulk. It has the Barry Windsor Smith Weapon X storyline. I don't know. I think the later volumes, Wolverine by Frank Miller is in Uncanny 3 and Weapon X is available. Okay, whatever. But I got the Omni again, and I'm happy with it, you know. The Weapon X stuff is awesome, and I don't think there's a deluxe edition in print of Weapon X. I really like Weapon X. And I don't know, that to me was that, and I think I've only regretted it because it's not in print. If it was in print, I wouldn't have regretted selling it, you know. So yeah. But I think other than that, out of all the books I've ever sold, I've never regretted selling anything. I've never looked back and said, man, I wish I still had that. So I think it's the hardest thing is just making the listings, and then it's going to be a really satisfying thing to cull the collection and to curate the collection more so that it more accurately reflects what I'm into, you know. Like, I want to have a library where a friend could come over and want to read a comic book. This will never happen, but say I want them to be able to grab any book off my shelf and read it. And oh, my Daredevil collection looks awesome back. I mean, it's too big for the Calixes already, you know, like but yeah, I love Daredevil. I love Daredevil so much. I mean, downstairs my artist edition of Born Again just arrived. So I'm that. I don't have 1 million. I bought the JLA omnibus. So I didn't get 1 million, and I didn't get Dark Side War. But I remember I actually posted this photo. Do you guys want to see the first photo I took of my collection when I like before I had a YouTube channel, any of that stuff? Unless you guys saw it on my Instagram already. But let me go to my account. That's my story. Delete that. Let me go back. Profile. Okay. Look at my early collection, and I was so proud of this photograph. And it's crazy, like this is how I collected back in the day. I had my boxes of my single issues. the Rebirth trade paperbacks were crazy. And my first couple Absolute editions, like I never thought I'd have an entire one of these filled with Absolutes. And yeah, like I was deeply proud. And then you look at this and it's like it's just insane. I back here I could name every book in my collection probably. And it's just wild how you don't even see like when it becomes like the overconsumption becoming a problem, you know. But yeah, so it is, and even this photo is not even that. There's no Tashins in here and things like that. Like it's crazy, you know. And I am proud of it. Like I'm so grateful. But more than that, I'm grateful for the friendships that I've made. Like more than the comics or the things that I've read, it's getting to interview creators whose work meant the world to me. It's getting to make friends, like all the people in the OPB Jabronis chat. Like me and the other comic book YouTubers chat all day long, every single day about like what it's like to be a content creator, but also the human stuff, like our families, our lives, our victories, our struggles, you know, and all the people I've met, like in the chat, like all of you guys, like mean more to me than looking at my collection. You know, if I could still have that smaller collection, but still have all the the connections I've made, like I would be just as happy. So, you know, that's been the best part of this, is how amazing the community is, you know, and that I wouldn't trade for anything, you know, like it. If you go back to our very first video, like the fact that now thousands of people watch me make a video, like if you go to my best performing video now, it was the Invincible one. This thing, like I never ever thought I would have a video like this, but our Invincible video is now at, let me see, it is at 115,000 views. I never thought I would get 1,000 views. Many collectors have books that they want to sell. Do you think of collaborating with OPB for doing a selling section like eBay for gently used books may set you up independently? Yeah. The sponsorship that we're looking into might be my platform for that. It's essentially like eBay or whatnot, but for short videos. That might be what I sell through, or Facebook directly. You'll never read again or ultimately feel mezzo, common Spanish for medium good, or could take it or leave it. The more latitude you have for buying that, you'll actually start to love. Yeah, I think I need to start with I don't want to start selling off anything that I love, but I should start selling off things that I'm not ever gonna read, and then start selling off things that I like, but maybe won't reread, you know. I tell Jess all the time, people are the best part. I told him his content is great with cool books, figures, etc. But the best thing on his channel is Jess. Same with you guys here. It's you all. Yeah, it was. We're just working out the final things. I don't know. I want to look into the site more and make sure that it's the right fit for us. Because when I met with them, they were like, I was like, I'm not even single issue comics. Do you guys even sell collected editions? They didn't really know what collected editions were. So we've been floating the idea, because JP doesn't even have Wi-Fi at the warehouse anymore. So that's the main reason Whatnot streams haven't been back. And also they've just been, the amount of demand we have for Invincible is insane, dude. Like so, like, you know, thousands of copies of Invincible being sold each week. It's mind boggling. That they don't have time to do that kind of stuff. So when will the X-Men Onslaught Omnibus come out? Well, let's go to my friend's website and check. So this is comic releases. Shout out to Dom of X and Webhead. So you go here, you go to Marvel, and oh, has it not been announced? And okay, so this is how you can see what's been announced. And he was looking for Onslaught. Maybe Onslaught already came out then. But this is how you can see all of these. And yeah. That book was in print for several years. Yeah. I'm really glad I gave comics a try because I made some awesome friends. I was just telling my wife that I almost stopped myself from joining the Discord. That's another thing. I didn't even mention the friends I made in the Discord. Like, we do game nights and book clubs. You know, I'm really proud to see that, like, I created a Discord where someone can ask a question, and if I don't get to the time, get to it in time, somebody else answers, and then the two people have a conversation, and it's awesome because I mean, Tom King put it best when I interviewed him. He goes, "No one buys a comic for the 10-minute reading experience. They buy it to talk with people and to meet, to connect with people, and that's what makes it so special, you know." And I really like that. Aftermath comes out in June and is out now, but the main event is out of print. So, I mean, do you know Encore at all? Are you a fan of them? Do you think it's a good fit? Like, I'm just trying to get some petty cash so that we can start to upgrade some equipment. Like, our equipment is our quality. I'm very proud of our quality, but certain things, like I use this microphone for podcasting and streaming and for filming, and it would be nice not to have to unplug the microphone every single time, you know? Like, maybe I can show you guys something funny. I was never able to get my how we make a video thing working. But maybe I can show you guys a time lapse for how much work goes into these. I don't think it's been announced yet, but as soon as it is announced, we'll let you guys know. But we put a lot of work into our videos, and we hope that it shows. Like, we hope people are appreciative of the quality, but I also know that sometimes people don't even care about quality because they just watch for the people, you know, and that's also awesome. So it's just interesting how sometimes I don't even know if people even care, you know, about the extra quality that we try to put in, but it makes us happy, and that's all that matters. So does anyone have any questions for me? Anything is on the table. I will answer anything. I'm trying to find this time lapse for you guys. Yeah. So, I mean, how do they do? It's crazy to think how people can just do live streams of themselves. It's so much funner when you're with you know, but you know, let me know if you guys have any questions on anything. Do you have any main books you're thinking about getting rid of? I think the first one is probably Catwoman. And would it be wild to get rid of 0 Hour and Final Crisis? You know, I just like reading the Final Crisis Absolute, and maybe the Hush Omnibus for DC, and Silver Age Superman, and then for Marvel, Micronauts, ROM, maybe Thunderbolts, maybe my Venom Volume 1. I think that might be. I have like all the Rick Remender deluxes, and I haven't even opened them. If you're second guessing it, then sell it. That's a great way. That's a good idea because 0 Hour print is in finest now anyway, so you could always get it back. Is there an area of comics you'd like to explore more? Any reading goals for the rest of the year? My goal was to read more of the definitive Marvel stories this year, and not make videos on them, because for so long I only read DC books because I felt like my audience was so DC heavy. They didn't want anything else. So I want to do that. I think that's my main reading goal, is to read, like, I want to read more Marvel because I've been so DC for so long. I want to read more Flash also for DC. And my reading goal, I was so good. Every hour I would wake up and read an hour every morning before I did anything else. And then I just hit a wall like a week ago where I wake up and I just start working instantly, and that's like such a bummer because I miss the reading time, but it's like it's I feel like I go through waves where I'm reading so good for so long and then I fall off for a little bit. So yeah, that's my main goal. Yeah. Well, we've been going on for 2 hours and 19 minutes. I hope my wife doesn't know because I said I was too busy to go to Jordan's house for a barbecue because of all the work I have to do, and I didn't even do any of the work. Oh, they're gonna kill me. But at least I'm not playing Fortnite. Um, do you guys think I should try to sneak in one more collection tour before I move? Or do you guys think my next collection, it's too recent, and my next collection tour should be at my new place when my new place is set up? So that's a good question to ask. Has it been too recent? Should we end it here? Do you guys have more questions, or should I go play Fortnite? Do it in the new house. I'm trying to find. Yes, or at least document it in some fashion. We can never have more of collection. Like, you never have enough, or like everyone's always down for more. New house would make it a fun one. Maybe like a goodbye to the setup video could be cool, but maybe not a full room tour. I think you should make a video on how you pack your books for the move. I think people would be interested in that. I know that my friend of the channel, BJ Kicks, made an excellent video on that. And but I almost feel like I'm not the person because I don't know how religious I'll be with the packing. Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, the absolutes I'll definitely be crazy about, but you know, I'm playing festival, so my replies will be every few minutes. You should make an hour-long video of your love for Jonathan. I've only read one Jonathan Hickman book. Oh, is this where it is? I think what's the one thing about content creation, and maybe people will understand, is that sometimes it feels like the video you put the most work in or the most effort in isn't even the one that does the best. Okay, I found the time lapse one, like how long it takes us to set up for an overhead shot. Let me see if I can play it for you guys. Let me see if this is it. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Okay. This is, if this will play, this is how much work it takes us to set up from a regular shot into a overhead shot. And I just want to not have to do that again. So this 19 seconds was like probably like 25 minutes. He has to get on. Look, he has to get on a step ladder, and it is just so much. Yeah, it is. And then we sync it up to, yeah. So all I want is like to make things smoother in the new place. When will Absolute Superman be on organic prices? Well, let's see. If it's on Penguin now, I can put it up literally during this live stream right now. Let me log into Penguin and see if it's available. And then were it me, my cooling method would be the all hell nah books that you couldn't bear to part with, and start weighing individual pros and cons of keeping. So currently on Penguin's website, I'm only seeing Death of Superman Absolute Edition. Is it in the catalog though? Do they have the DM cover up? I am only seeing the regular Absolute Edition currently. What's up, Gianni? Yo, Gianni, you want to hop into the live stream? Tell us all about your awesome creator interviews you've been doing. As soon as it's available for me to add, and I will add it. I've been trying to work really hard at getting the new releases on. And everybody go subscribe to Gianni's podcast, Biff Bam Boom. Secret Warriors is Alex Maleev. Who you don't like. Chat, let's all talk to Alex about why he doesn't like Alex Maleev's art. You know, to me, I've never been about that. Anything else? And against the ease, likelihood, and expense of replacing if you were struck with seller's remorse down the road. Yeah, it would. Okay, so I'm gonna start making my list of what I'm okay with. I'm gonna go through my collection. I don't think I'm ready to part with any Batman or Superman Omnis, but I'm ready to part with Deathstroke, Final Crisis, Harley Quinn, Gotham City Sirens, my deluxe of Justice, because I have the absolute. I should sell anything I have multiple formats of. My Justice League by Scott Snyder deluxes, my Kingdom Deluxe Edition, Seven Soldiers, my Superman Action Comics Deluxe Editions, Young Justice, and 100 Bullets. Now, for Marvel, I'll probably sell my Unbeatable Squirrel Girl that I impulse bought because I was playing Marvel Rivals. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Omnibus. I don't really care about. All 5 or 6 Thunderbolts that I've never even opened. The ROMs, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider I'll probably sell. Just for the space, dude. I usually do the Facebook groups, but if you're in the Discord, we can do that. I have an opportunity to start selling things on Encore if I decide to do that. But I'm not sure. Can't right now. Working on some schoolwork. Just stopping in to say, hey, Maleev is my personal favorite artist. You said you didn't like Alex Maleev. Virtually all of the DC books you might stand to unload will either stay in print indefinitely or return to print within a reasonable window, but the Marvel books are a lot. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll live. Even if none of those get reprinted, I'll live. They're dicier. Yeah. I mean, that's not even that much. It's not even like I'm selling anything crazy, Oh, my cats want attention. Well, guys, if there's anything else, this might be hold on one second. Sorry, doing a work chat. I need to look at this person's order and get their book. I'm trying to get see if JP from OPB wants to join. Let's see if I can get him to join. Let me order this person's book for them. Hold on. I added it to Diamond again. Did they take it off again? Yeah, Diamond has been super flaky. Bunk, or you wanna join, Bunk? This is a longer than an hour for this. Yeah, I still on, you know. There's still 25 people watching. Sometimes when I sell stuff, it's hard to part with some things, but usually once it's gone, I forget about it entirely. Yeah, I don't really have object permanence. Let's see. And I'll also venture that nearly all the Marvel books that you actually care about or will cycle and the annual reprints. That's fair. Getting ready for a grown-up date night at Olive Garden with another couple. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, so I will say that the hardest thing that we're dealing with right now is that Diamond has just been so flaky since their bankruptcy. That's fair. Have fun. Yeah, it's not even that I'm worried that it'll never be reprinted or that I'll regret it. It's just that like it's hard. I don't know, it's hard for me to part with anything. Like I have boxes of old cables and things like that. Like it's that what if, you know, and I just need to get over that. But once I start, the momentum will be rolling, you know. But guys, I have 60 emails of customer support. When are you gonna make coffee? Oh, how that's an Omnidog burn. His cult is gonna come after you now. We're dressing like we would in high school dates. We're both wearing sweaters, but of opposite colors. Are you wearing each other's sweater? Because I feel like that makes it a high school date. I don't even have a laptop. I mean, I'm on a laptop, but everything's plugged into external things. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to answer customer support emails while doing a live stream. What should Bunk order at Olive Garden tonight? We still have 30 people. I can't believe. Okay. What can I show off? I almost feel like I should take you guys downstairs and get my OPB package that just arrived. Yeah. You know, I feel like I'm petering out. I don't have that marathon to do it. How do they do 3-4 hour streams? I'll let the chat decide right now. Should I go play a little bit of Fortnite? Should I go do customer support emails? Or should I order food? Or do I stay on? Let me know, chat. I'll stay on if you want me to. But I need the chat to engage with me. I feel like y'all are giving me nothing. Here, I'm going to see if I can get my boy JP to join. I sent him the link. Let's see if he does it. He's typing. That's a negative. Wife is about to take a nap. Should I just send this live stream chat in the Jabronis chat? See if anybody answers. I just sent it in and said anyone free, LOL. I just need a filler while I grab a package. LOL. Ooh, I'm seeing BJ Kicks looking at that and not offering to join. I want to see if I can get you. I know so many comic book YouTubers. I can find someone to come in, and if not, I'll unplug everything, and I'll bring my laptop down, and I'll take y'all with me to grab the package. I know that I did that one time on one stream with you, Bunk, and BJ knows it's a trap. Play Fortnite with your buddy and then order food and work while you eat. That's smart. Oh, how about I order the food right now? Everyone's ignoring me in the Jabronis chat. I see them see it. What should I order? I'm kind of craving pizza. Anything but wings. Okay, do you guys want me to take you with me, or do I just go run down and leave a blank stream? Because I'm so scared that if I leave to go get the package, that none of you will be here when I'm back. I think I'm going to get pizza. I'm ordering a pizza. And since my wife's not here, I'll get the pizza that I want to get. Boom! I got someone while I grab my package. If I get out there and my package isn't there, I'm going to be so upset. But shouts out to BJ Kicks, streaming while driving, what we love to see. Can we hear you?
I wonder if I can even... Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. Yeah. Can you hear us?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Sick. I gotta go grab a package for the... They're demanding I go grab my package, so just be a good babysitter.
All right.
And don't crash.
I'll do that. I won't crash. I'm not far from my house right now. I wasn't watching the stream, so I have no idea where we are in things. Are we talking about books coming out? Is this just the Brave and the Boys hangout? We're 2.5 hours into this stream, so whatever we were supposed to talk about, if Jake hasn't done it, like, that's just his fault. Straight up. So how you doing? How's your mom? How's your collection doing? Let's see. Let's see if I can see the comments. Mike Romero had PC. I had pizza during the show. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what? This is actually probably safer. I'll just keep watching the chat. But yeah, guest appearance. If you don't know me, I'm Jay Kicks from the channel Comics Are Dope. Because comics are dope. They are so dope that Jake is leaving his stream to go get more comics, as if he couldn't just leave it at the door or something, you know? Nice. I'm glad your mom is doing well, Bunk. I'm doing well also, Alex. I'm out running errands. I just bought myself a cheesesteak. You know, people that are from Philly get mad about people calling Philly cheesesteaks outside of Philly. But I mean, that's kind of how you have to order the thing, right? So I got a Philly cheesesteak, and then I bought some Ruffles, cheddar and sour cream Ruffles to go with it. So definitely not meeting any fit goals anytime soon, but I'm gonna have a great meal.
And
Jake is just putting off work and avoiding risk.
Yes, there's only 60 emails I'm supposed to be answering right now. This wasn't the package I thought it was going to be, but this was sent to me. Also, they're saying we were just talking about how amazing BJ was and how Jake, we wishes Jake was like you, you know. And my wife says the same thing. Jordan says the same thing. Everybody wishes I was more like BJ Kicks. And
Just,
are we
I don't even-
still, or do we still have a stream
feel like
together
we're-
in a week? Are we still
We have
meeting
a
on the
stream?
27th?
Do we?
Sick. Okay.
Did I say that?
Didn't you pick the 27th?
Am-
When did we pick?
Did I?
Didn't you-
I thought we just did the stream. Didn't we just stream like a week ago?
Weren't we supposed to do? No. I mean, I thought we made like a month ago. We made a plan for the 27th, but also let's not keep it, dude. You got
Yes.
family. I have a move.
The nighttime stream.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We did. That's the thing. So now that you've mentioned it, sure, we'll do that. Just text me, remind me again, because I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
will
forget
be.
again.
I probably won't have much time because I don't. Have you ever moved before? Have you moved recently? I'm just kidding. I know you had a big move.
Was that a joke?
Yeah, that was a joke because I know you had a big move recently. We have a big move coming up. So we got our new apartment. So for the first time ever, I'll be moving this collection, which terrifies me. But luckily, you made 2 helpful videos on how to package books. So
I did do that. I did do that.
James, link them.
I've moved my collection, I guess technically 3 times. When we moved in my collection, all of my comics that I owned fit in one shirt, like 6 trade paperbacks, House of X, and Batman comics, and like a Funko Pop or something. Fill the books up. Last time we moved in 2021 after Squeak was born. That was the one where I made the videos, and then we just moved. This move was the hardest because we didn't have as much time to prepare for it, but everything got here safely. I think I might have messed up one dust jacket, though, if I remember correctly.
Comics are dope. Moving my collection, part 1 and part 2. Well, dude, thank you. I mean, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. This was a box
I'm
sent to
looking
me.
at the comments now. Coffee Club hiatus until further notice. Honestly, I really want to get back to it. I'm just trying to, like, I used to have a good groove. I would drop my kid off at school, go straight to the gym, and then go home. But now, like, there's a baby who like has needs around the clock, so I got to figure that out. And then, yeah, but my weight is creeping back up. I got down below 200 right before the move, and I was really excited about that. I'm creeping on 207, so start. Yeah.
And that tabby is named Grayson because my wife wouldn't let me. I think you're kind of cutting up a little bit. I think I might.
Why am I?
Are you on the Starbucks Wi-Fi?
Well, quite honestly, I just pulled it to my phone is probably.
Everybody say thanks to BJ Kicks for joining us, for keeping you entertained while I was away. He's the best.
A weed treatment on my lawn before dark, so I'm here.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Here.
Yeah, you're always welcome, and I'll see you on the 27th.
And, stay safe and be brave.
Yeah, keep reading and
read
be
something
brave.
dope today.
Yeah. Aw. Don't do drugs. Be brave. That's my catchphrase. Don't be it. Okay. So this was a box. How dope was that? See, I told y'all I could get a YouTuber friend to join, so you didn't have to leave you guys alone. Not that you guys are like not allowed to be alone, but this was a box, and I'll do a longer video. So this will be a sneak peek sent to me by my new friends at Clover Press. So I have no idea what's in here. This is my first time opening it. I thought this was my artist edition of Born Again, but I guess not. These books are so shiny. Okay, so hopefully I have some idea of what these books are. Up first, I have by Tim Sale, Sarah Byam, Jose, I don't know, Billy 99. Set in 1999, Billy 99 embodies a cautionary tale in which corporate greed and corrupt government affected an American very much like our own today. With that, they pose the question, what is power when everything has been taken away? Celebrate the genius and artistry of Tim Sale with one of the earliest published works that revealed his master storytelling talents. Billy 99 contains over 200 pages of breathtaking, lovingly painted, duo-shaded art written by Sarah Byam. The thrice Eisner-nominated miniseries returns as a new deluxe hardcover, remastered in full color by award-winning colorist Jose Villaruba. This is the story that launched Tim Sale's career. So this is definitely brand new, and I'm going to have a lot of fun reading it. You guys know I love Tim Sale. So that looks exciting. Then the Marvel art of Alex Maleev, which just looks like a gorgeous book. Alex Maleev was the art I read. The first omnibus I ever read was the Daredevil omnibus, and it's nice. This has a ribbon. So Eisner Award-winning Alex Maleev began working in comics in the early 1990s and quickly rose to prominence on several high-profile projects, leading up to teaming up with Bendis on Daredevil and reuniting with Bendis to reimagine Spider-Woman and Moon Knight. The Marvel art of Alex Maleev collects his sublime artwork from these titles and others, as well as never-seen-before sketches. So this was just an awesome gift by the fine folks at Clover Press. So this is whenever a publisher thinks that my channel can be a benefit to them, that means the world to me, and I want to do right by them and do whatever I can to help support them. But this is a gorgeous book. So there's that. The Marvel art of David Nakayama. There's no way OmniDog hasn't reviewed this for his channel. This just looks like it's going to be some gorgeous cheesecake. And if I'm lucky, some beefcake. So this is just a gorgeous book. Yeah, Comics Are Dope was using the Starbucks Wi-Fi from across the street. Look at that. Look at this dude. David Nakayama crushes it. So I think these were Kickstarters first, and then they released. But these are gorgeous books that I'm definitely going to cover in more detail in the coming weeks. The Marvel art of Michael Turner. Now, I got to be honest, I don't really know Michael Turner's art that well. It says it presents both the newly remastered and classic artwork from superstar Michael Turner, from heroes like Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, and many more. Within the pages of this book are Turner's illustrations of the smash hit series Civil War. Turner's Marvel cover work led to his iconic status as one of the most beloved cover artists and comic book pencilers of all time. So that is also very rad. And that is it. So I'm definitely going to do a video where I haven't done a haul on my channel in a long time. I guess I just felt like they got to a point where people were getting upset about them. And I don't know, I took a break from hauls, and then people like kept asking for them to come back, and I brought them back. And the last one I did, it felt like I wasn't pushing myself as a content creator, and I don't know. I wanted to do different kinds of videos, but I should do a haul video because I worry that if I just do a review on just this book, less people might click on it and less eyes might see it if they don't know what this is and they're not into it, But if I do like breaking news, a new publisher, you know, sent me a haul or something like that. I feel like I can get more people who might not normally know who Clover Press is or those things. I might get more people watching them. So I want to do right by them, because I mean, they were kind enough to know not just my name, because that's not that hard to know, but to know Jordan's name. They really do watch our content. So that was incredibly kind of them to reach out and to send us these things. Let me open up this one. You like the hauls being on the live stream? Yeah, I do too, because at least I know the people watching don't hate me. So I also have a ton more books I didn't even show off in my haul, because I knew Chris and Jordan's were already going to be too big. So I can just show off all the other books I have that I got since the last one. Which is kind of crazy, because how on the same stream am I going to talk about how I'm culling the collection and doing hauls? So let's flip through this bad boy. This is pretty badass right here. These books are gorgeous. I think the Kickstarters had slipcase versions. You know, that might have been an excuse. Most of the books were mine. Occasionally they'd be a Jordan book, but I mean, sometimes I would even show out. Yeah. So, but some people did not like them. And I'm trying to be respectful, but also not let them dictate my life. These books are gorgeous. So, and it's cool too that it was a collected editions publisher, because I can't even tell you how much I get hit up by like indie comic book studios or indie comic book creators, and I want to support them, but it just doesn't seem like the right fit, because I'm not suddenly going to get collected editions collectors to start picking up a single issue of a comic book they've never heard about, you know? So I want to do what I can to support them. So I thought about, let me know what you guys think about this video. What if I did it? What if I took all of the ones I could support and did one long video on like 6 indie comics you should be reading right now, and I covered them in like a listicle video? It's just, it seems harder because I try to keep everything collected editions. JP is sending me pictures of his cute little baby instead of live streaming. Now that the baby is crawling, I can't leave her in my office to work anymore. LOL. She keeps rolling into stuff. He's a great boss, and I feel swamped working at OPB, and he used to do everything that I do on his own while packaging orders all day long. So he is incredibly hardworking and really cares about his customers. T'Challa with the Silver Surfer. So you watch that? That's awesome. Because I was talking to someone. I'll even show this up right now. It's actually just went live. This is my friend from Blue Sky, who helped get me set up with Blue Sky, and might be, he is doing a comic, and he sent me the first issue, and it's my friend Anthony, called Super Guy. So this just went live yesterday, and in one day they had a goal of 2,000. And what's cool about this is the comic is entirely done. So it's like, it's got the vibe of like Captain Underpants meets Invincible a little bit, is how I would describe it. When Super Guy is too busy napping, it's up to his faithful sidekick Robot Guy to save the day in this 28-page action comedy. And it, like, there's like a scene where he's in a classroom and talking to some students, and it totally just feels like that scene in Peacemaker where he's just a tool and everyone thinks he's a hero. but like this, like the art is awesome and the whole comic is finished. So this is just to see how many physical editions they can make of it. Like I want to support this as much as I can, but it's hard to make a video on it because my viewers really like collected editions, you know. So they have different variant covers that just look awesome. So I was really impressed with this one. I know that Mitch wants to start having me promote some stuff for Magnetic Press. My friend Josh with Bang and the Ballad of the Tiger, I'm blessed that I have one person, two people that watch me, and if I can use my whatever platform I have to support indie comics in any way, I want to do that, and I just want to make sure that it's the right fit and it's something that I actually enjoy, I wish I could do more. I guess it's hard because it feels like if I do one, then how can I say no to another? And I like my inbox is full of people that are kind enough to reach out, but I just don't know how to make it the right fit, all the time. But yeah, so I'll do a longer video on the Clover Press stuff. I'm currently working on our, every format of a comic book video. We've done the Watchmen and we've done the year one, but I was like, what if we just did it not book related and just do it for every format that we could? So that's exciting. And yeah, it's awesome. You guys, we're hitting the 3-hour mark. So should I order food and get to work? I think I should, unless there's any last minute questions. Our numbers are slowly dwindling down. So let me know what you want, chat. This was hopefully it being 3 hours doesn't hurt the viewers later on for the rest of the week. I haven't even ordered it yet. I got distracted when BJ popped in. Do I buy a small or a medium? I'll get a medium. I am going to do I'll do a small. Build your own. I'm going to do pepperoni, sausage, jalapeno. They have tater tots as a topping. Almost done with my pizza order. Okay, guys, and at the 3-hour mark, I have 10 to 25 minutes till my pizza gets here to play, and then I will get to those emails. But thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the best friends in the world. I couldn't do any of this without you awesome people supporting us. Squints to see Tsunami of Invincible Order. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What I think I mentioned this before, but we were given official notice that all in-print Invincible books will be reprinted in the next 1 to 4 months. Probably less than 4 months, but that's the biggest window. But no news on a volume 3 new edition of the library edition. So yeah, it's exploding. You guys are the best. Sci-Fi, you're the best. Mike, you're the best. Alex, Next Maginaut, just send me a Discord message and I'll respond to you. Sorry, man. I should have followed up. And I'm sorry that I didn't. But you guys are the best. Glitter and duct tape. You're also the best. And Heroic Hideaway, I got pizza from a place called Pizza Haven. But whenever I use my debit card there, it charges me as Michelangelo's. So yeah. You guys are the best. Keep reading and stay brave.